right, welcome to episode number 41 of The Story Thus Far. We're going to go through quick announcements. So let's start with Twitter.
So we're at story_thus_far. Hope to see you guys over there.
All right, Court.
And Instagram is at @the_story thus far.
Email is storythusfar@yahoo.com.
I don't even have to say anything. It's amazing. A
Very
well-oiled
experienced.
machine.
Yes.
All right, so we're just going to go right into the episode. The Story Thus Far, episode number 41. Word traveled fast in the Broken City, and the Flaming Fist Mercenary Guard had secured your point of entry. And the people came by the hundreds. Candles had begun to flicker throughout the growing crowd as the sun slowly dipped behind the mountains. "The guild has fallen! Long live Valor's Ransom!" is what you heard from the beaten and battered Baldurians and Flaming Fist alike when you finally emerged from the deep, dank catacomb. "The city's favorite sons and daughter and stone have returned." That was 5 years ago. The city has rebuilt, even more glorious than before you arrived. It had been 4 years that Torlin Silvershield had been hung by the neck at the end of a noose for his betrayal most foul, until he was dead. His men found no mercy, sentenced to hard labor until their dying days. They would spend their remaining time in the Hoodaway Abyss, a mostly abandoned dwarf mine gifted to the city of Baldur's Gate during the time of Lord Baldur himself. The mine lay just north of Baldur's Gate, beyond the desolate fields known as the Troll Farm. The Hoodaway Abyss will one day be their graves. The execution of Torlin Silvershield left a vacancy, for there must always be 4 dukes. No more, and never any less. You must either be a native of the city, or come from a privateer background. The elections were held. It was a grand spectacle to behold. The streets were closed as vendors from all over the Faerun, from Chult, and even as far south as the country of Am, had arrived. Brightly colored streamers and confetti decorated the city from port to wall. The melodic sounds of bards, minstrels, and even a band of painted half-orcs playing ear-splitting music could be heard. The arcane council of Zazerth unleashed magical energies through the ether in the form of fireworks and illusion to both stimulate and dazzle the mind and the eye. The smells of exotic dishes, of meats and sweet roots from Chult sizzled and popped with the promise of primitive but dangerous culinary adventure. The elvish royal family of Everesca and Lakewater, the crown that had originally hired Valor's Ransom to capture Gryu Phoenixhorn, sent decadent fruits that have a chocolate mint taste, almost melt in one's mouth. They also sent dozens of crates of the finest Ninuke elven wines on the material plane. The dwarven fortress of Citadel Felbar, your home, the oldest of the Delzun holds in the Northern Kingdom, sent the finest brewers in celebration. People voted throughout the night as celebrations commenced. Judas Grouse, an old codger of a Baldur's Gate resident, was favored to win by a landslide, at least to hear him tell it. He had no problem talking to anybody who would listen, but was also rumored to find anyone not human to be somewhat distasteful. The ballots were tallied, and an underdog candidate was voted to one of the most powerful political seats on the Sword Coast. Captain Terra Highhill was elected as a write-in candidate, and she won by such a large margin that it was rumored that there had been some collusion. But in truth, Captain Harvard Two-Tooth and the crew of the Pretty Orc had planted the seed that would eventually get Terra elected. And they didn't even have to use swords. Much. The Order of Hestia has grown by leaps and bounds. The statue of Talvis, having been completed, and pilgrims journeyed from the Ashburn moorings to the Lorwick Dales, through the Alderman Wilster, the Sanguine Sands, the crystal forests of shards, and eventually to Baldur's Gate. The city benefited greatly from these pilgrims, well-traveled and well-learned individuals that had dulled the hard edge of Baldur's Gate just by their mere presence. As time marched on, Kohl, you learned that an assassin network called the Black Whispers, you've had dealings with in the past. They've passed along assassination contracts your way, but you do find it a little tougher to work covertly, being the peak of your popularity. If only one could turn invisible. The Black Whispers had a bead on Ava, and they were closing in. Ava was searching through the ashes of the dismantled guild since the organization's destruction at Valor's Ransom's hands, and they had discovered two things. One, whatever she was in search of, it was important to Zeron Ravencrest to die for. And two, Ava would kill or die before allowing anybody else to possess it. Daedalus, Lady Danae left you her stately manor in the merchant quarter. And every brick, every thread of drapery and rug, every polished piece of cutlery reminds you of her. It is empty, cold, and haunting to say the least. Sometimes you think you could see her watching from the dark corners or down the hallway. Sometimes you hear her, especially at night. And hers is not the only voice. Meditation does not come easy for you within the walls of the Danae estate. There is a day on the material plane. It is called Crimson Day. And it is a day for lovers. On Crimson Day, poetry can be heard recited, sometimes badly, by lovers and beat poets. Chocolates and wines exchange hands, and kisses as well. The first year after Lady Danae's ghastly murder, you heard a knock on the door at dawn's first light. You found a large heart on a stone plate, decorated with rose petals and a glass of champagne, with a small scroll that read, "With love." The heart was still warm. These random Crimson Day occurrences continued and intensified over time. On the most recent Crimson Day, 100 men and women, all hired by an anonymous benefactor dressed as jesters, singing a lover's ballad and spinning yo-yos, had shown up on your door. And deep in your guts, in your heart, you knew that Kasur was there in that crowd, watching and laughing. Greer Nordsock, Sarah, and Bale scrabbled up to the top of the Clamhammer with you 5 years ago, bleeding and injured. The four of you were forced to act, pulled away to save lives or take them. When the four of you returned, Greer Nordsock, Sarah, and Bale were gone. Kohl, you rallied the Flaming Fists, who were more than eager to help. You used the Black Whisper network by pooling some coin together as a group. Terra, you used your political influence. Barag, you beckoned the Order of Hestia and even other divine orders within the city. Daedalus, you consulted magics that were, all of which were above your grasp and understanding. Despite all of your efforts, you know that Greer, Nordsock, Sarah, and Bale scrabbled up to the top of the Clamhammer with you 5 years ago, and you know that they were never seen again. But now, city business has brought Valor's Ransom together once more. Medlar Mallow, a gnomish noble of questionable intent, an enemy of Twinge Tinkertop, Medlar Mallow had demanded an audience with the four dukes on behalf of the city of Baldur's Gate and all who live within her walls. Mallow had always appealed to the more unsavory sorts of the city, and not surprisingly was a frequent confidant of Judas Grouse. Despite Judas's overt aversion to any non-human, indeed, to many, Grouse and Mallow were friends, at least to the casual observer. So, it is morning, Daedalus, you are walking through the merchant quarter on your way to the city hall, where your presence has been requested. Make a perception roll, if you would be so kind.
13.
13. You hear quite a commotion up the street from where the Danae Manor is. Toward the east is where the BBB of BG is, the Bugbear Bank of Baldur's Gate. And it is this immense, ancient, huge, dead stump. And it's been carved to be a bank. And you do have some holdings within that bank, but you hear a bugbear and a human going at it in front of the bank, pretty loudly too. You hear. What do you do?
So I'm just gonna kind of semi-approach, not like get too close, just enough so I can listen and see what's going on.
And as you approach, you see the fine bugbear that you've made your deposit with before. It's about 7 foot tall. He's got most bugbears have very matted hair, very coarse hair. His hair is very smooth, very well manicured. As he's standing there, about 7 foot tall, rippling muscles in this very ill-fitting suit that is very tight. The buttons barely manage to stay connected, and he's carrying this leather suitcase, and he's standing in front of a garden, and he's just pointing at a bunch of small little garden decorations. You see the druid that you had also helped you within the bank, and he's saying, I'm sorry, listen, we will see exactly what is going on. I believe it is just a children's prank. And then out of the suitcase, you see him pull a hand axe and hoist it in the air and just go. So what do you do?
I'm just like, I just look up at the bugbear. I was like, what are you going to do with that axe?
So the druid looks over to you. Oh, Master Daedalus, for the past month, somebody has been moving and stealing our garden decor, our garden gnomes. And, my friend, he has sworn a blood oath to destroy any and all who disturb the peace of his garden, the tranquility that is his garden. He takes great pride, and he goes from farm to table. It's a thing.
Well, just make sure it isn't children who are messing with you. Last thing you want is to...
I don't think he's that discerning, but I will try to make sure I rein him in. So the bugbear kind of looks at you, and you can see he's angry. You can see the blood vessels in his eyes popping as he looks at you, and then he just he sees you and he brings it down a notch, and he looks at you, his head crooked a little bit. He goes, and he just puts his hand axe back in the leather case and walks in a huff back into the bank.
Well, I do wish him good luck in hopefully finding and stopping those.
So he just kind of bows to you, and he goes, very well. I hear it's an important day for you.
Yeah, I'm on my way to City Hall. I was summoned there.
I heard all of the city's affluent will be there. I will be there in attendance. I was actually about to leave for the City Hall until had his little meltdown, and then here we are. But if you don't mind a little company, I'd like to join you.
Sure.
All right, so you guys take a pleasant walk through the merchant quarter. So it's morning. You are already at City Hall preparing. Now, they have a very, very strict no weapon policy within City Halls, and they also have, this was recently introduced, this legislation, and it was passed, not unanimously. There was one vote against, but the vote was to disallow any raptors into the City Hall. All three dukes voted to pass the legislation. One duke did not. So Knox, the 2,000-pound raptor, is kind of at home right now in your manor. And so you are there kind of preparing. And you see now as people start to kind of stream in, it feels a little weird that you don't have your daggers or any of your weaponry, but it's a political venue.
Yeah.
So. Barag?
Mm-hmm. Hey.
What are you up to this morning, my man?
I don't know much. I mean, I don't even know where I am really right now.
I feel that's Barag's state of mind most times.
If at this moment I'd probably be at the local temple, kind of just,
Sure.
just taking care of things, kind of just communing and praying to Hestia and just taking care of the temple.
The temple is busy.
Yeah.
It's the busiest temple by far within Baldur's Gate. Most temples, it's very faith-based. You just have to take the word of this deity. Mm-hmm. But the Order of Hestia is different in that there was not a self-proclaimed, but a claimed savior who did do what he said he was going to do. He stopped the ascension of a god. Mm-hmm. So think of it in terms of this just happened. So the church itself is bustling, and it always is. It's never quiet.
Yeah.
But you have learned a lot about what it means to serve a higher power, and it has served you well.
So I'm actually going to say a final prayer to Hestia and kind of depart from the temple and see if I can locate Kohl or anybody that I know, Daedalus, Terra.
Okay. Well, the clam hammer is actually on the way to the city hall.
Okay.
So, Kohl, you wake up this fine and glorious morning. The clam hammer is?
The clam hammer is...
Has it been rebuilt?
Yes, it has.
It has been rebuilt.
And it's been added onto.
All right. What have we added onto it?
So, the structure has not been expanded. It hasn't been expanded outward. It's actually been expanded downward. And the basement, that large area where we fought the demon, has been turned into a brewing operation.
Nice.
And Kohl is now a proficient brewer. Nice. And so he's going to wake up and head downstairs to check on some of his casks of ale.
So what is your IPA? What's the name of your IPA?
I just thought of something. I think it might be a little too on the nose.
Tell me.
I was thinking sharpshooter.
I like it. I like it.
It's a little on the nose, but I'm gonna roll with it.
Sharpshooter IPA it is.
Yeah.
And it is a very popular brew. So based off of your experience with having just recently learned this craft, what sort of influence the Sharpshooter IPA? Do you take a little bit of maybe some tricks you learned from the dwarves, the elves? Do you use human?
Yeah, it's mostly dwarvish. I think maybe spending a lot of time around Barag, despite his sobriety now. Right. He looked into the...
He's a bit of a wet blanket lately.
Yeah, but he did a little digging, and he appreciates the fact that Barag himself isn't imbibing anymore, but also is kind of fascinated by the brewing culture of the dwarves.
Sure.
So yeah, we're going in that direction.
All right, cool. I like it. So do you answer the summons of Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
All right. So as you leave Baldur's Gate, Griffin is on your shoulder, by the way. You leave Baldur's Gate, and you do happen to see Barag, and you happen to see Daedalus walking with a gentleman that you know, the vice president of the BBB of BG. And they're all kind of walking toward the city hall.
Daedalus and Barag?
Daedalus, Barag, yeah.
Gentlemen, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, Broomy is with you as well, kind of on your backpack.
I'm doing pretty well. I just came from the temple. We're super busy over there, though, right now. So keeping up with everybody is quite a task. But
Yeah.
and I look at the clam hammer. Fancy. It's all rebuilt.
Yeah, my very own temple.
Oh. Yeah. Man, it looks good. I'm
Thank you.
glad it's rebuilt.
Yeah, me too. It's
Too bad I can't go in there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll go in there, but with much chagrin.
yes. Well, we have plenty of non-alcoholic drinks for you whenever you need them, Barag.
Sounds great to me.
Let me ask you, the clam hammer, have you expanded in the way of gambling as well? 'Cause I believe at some point you were quite the card shark.
Yeah. I would say.
Or is it more of a legitimate sort of...
I would
brew
say that
house?
stuff goes on there. I wouldn't say like I've made an emphasis of it.
Yeah.
I think
There's a reason why there's a basement.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think I've leaned into the brewing thing.
Mhm.
So I haven't necessarily like fostered or encouraged the gambling. I just
Would you say you maybe have like a weekly or bi-weekly game where certain people in Baldur's Gate come by and you just kind of have like a friendly game? Or
I
do
would
you
say
have...
I have a personal game,
Okay.
and whatever else goes on kind of goes on.
Right.
You know, I don't try to stop it as long as they're not causing, any kind of trouble for the
Right.
business. So, yeah.
I would say probably the biggest trouble that you get would probably be from the orc sailors who demand that you make a grog IPA of some sort. They want grog.
Okay.
It's
So-
flammable, it's good, and it makes you hurt.
I've heard
It makes you
their
feel alive.
I've heard their demands, and I even have hired one of them on to consult to make sure I get it right.
All right. So you guys finally get to the city hall, and there you see Terra in her specially made seat because she's a halfling. So it's almost like she's in a, one of those chairs at a restaurant, a high chair. She's got like a little ladder that goes up because it's a tall desk. I mean, it's made for humans or taller. So she kind of has this
How humiliating.
the little step ladder onto the chair. I could have made you sit on top of books in the chair.
That would have been
That's
funny.
true. Okay.
So, but you do have, yeah. So, you guys are actually given kind of like VIP seating, and you're like in the front row. You see some of the more notable denizens of Baldur's Gate. Rodtail is there as well, and he curtly kind of greets you with a nod.
Can I say that as I've entered, I've used disguise self to conceal my weapons?
I will say this, as you're kind of at the entryway of the city hall and you're looking at your hips, make a perception. I'm not even going to say make a perception roll because he's actually going to come right up to you. So, Twinge, your fellow tinkerer and friend, very old. He's like, "Oh, you've answered the call, I see.
Yes?
Liz, hey, there's no weapons allowed,
I'm well aware.
I've got a special modification I've made for Tycho for just these occasions." So he goes, "All right, there is a special lever that will take a little lid off the top of Tycho, but the lever is underneath the undercarriage. You just got to pull on that lever."
Is that right?
Yes, pull. You've
Seems-
got to pull 3 or 4 times because it gets stuck and jammed.
It's quite a design.
It is.
Why don't you show me how it works?
I'd rather you do it.
All right, then.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that. There's a button right on top.
Thank you for that. All right.
All right, so he presses the button, and the top, there's a panel on the top of Tycho that kind of just slides back, and you see it's almost like crushed velvet, right in the shape of 2 guns. And he goes, "Just put it in there, boy."
He's going to stay near me at all times, right?
You'll stay near me, but I'll be in there with you. Don't worry.
I don't exactly like it, but all right.
better than giving them up.
Yes, that's true. So I put him in there.
And if you need them, don't worry, he'll poop them out.
Ah, lovely. As long as he does it quickly.
I'm quite proud of that design myself.
Yes, you should be.
So you put the guns in there, and it's almost like a custom fit. And so the panel closes, and you guys head on in. And what do you do, Terra, as you're sitting there?
Is my second there also?
No.
No?
He is at the manor, and he's trying to avoid at all costs Nox and keep his 4-year-old child away from Nox. So he's busy playing hide the child from the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So he has not joined you at this specific meeting.
At this point, I'm kind of like looking at the clock, and I'm kind of just like I'm more like a worried parent. Like, has she gone? Has she eaten yet? Has she That's the kind of panicked look on my face. Is
Sure.
like, did my baby eat? Did my baby go for a walk? Did my like?
Right.
So I just like keep darting back and forth between the clock and then seeing them, and then the clock again, and then them.
All right. And you guys definitely notice this twinge Tinkertop. The first time he sees Medlar Mallow, you see that his eyes get very narrow and his jaw kind of clenches, which is funny to see such an old gnome get very, very rankled over just seeing somebody. But he does. As he walks in, he sees Mallow, and he kind of like, Mallow? And Mallow's, twinge Tinkertop. Charlatan. Wannabe wizard. Glad you can make it. I wanted you to have a seat in the front row. So Mallow kind of, just little smile that creeps across his face, little yellow teeth showing. You see Judas Grouse is there, a human, rather portly fellow, standing there with a cane. You get the impression that he thinks he's nobility, but he's far less noble than what he thinks as he's standing there next to Mallow. And he kind of looks you all over. Valor's Ransom. So good of you to join. Perhaps now you can be accountable to the people of Baldur's Gate. And he just kind of like has his hands together.
Accountable.
Oh, take a seat. All shall be revealed.
Sure. Whatever you say.
So Uldu Ravengard says, he stands up. He has suffered a grievous injury 5 years ago, defending the city. So now he walks with aid of a cane. He's no longer captain of the guard, but he's not been asked to leave his position of duke. So now he is a duke of Baldur's Gate full time. Walks with a bit of a limp, but he gained that bravely, defending a group of citizens. So he kind of calls the meeting to order. He says, okay, Judas, why have you summoned us here, Grouse? So Judas Grouse says, and it's standing room only. It's a lot of merchants in Baldur's Gate are seated, but even just along the walls, you see privateers, sailors, pirates. They're all just kind of watching, more out of curiosity and more to actually see what Valor's Ransom looks like. A lot of them have not seen you guys, but they've heard of you. So he's standing with everybody's attention focused on him, and he says, 5 years ago, Valor's Ransom visited our fair city of Baldur's Gate, and even hired a local assassin by the name of Kohl Ravencrest. Since their arrival, we have been attacked by the guild. We've had, I've heard, a black dragon over the city of Baldur's Gate. And as soon as he says that, you hear Lord Rodtail kind of slowly get up I take issue with that. That night there were many, many flying creatures in the air. There's no proof to substantiate such a baseless claim of dragons. And from what I remember, the only proven dragon on the Sword Coast was killed by the folks that you're accusing. Is that not true? The skull is in the climb hammer. I know because I've seen it. So you hear like clapping in the crowd as Grouse gets kind of upset by Rodtail's rebuttal. As Rodtail slowly sits down and he kind of looks at you guys. And kind of gives like a longer look at Kohl. As he had to take that dragon form at the behest of Kohl. It's almost like a blaming look. Like, I'm here because of you.
And I just meet his eyes for a second and then just immediately look away.
Sure. So he sits down and he's like, I believe that the accusations of a black dragon over Baldur's Gate are credible, although I do not have proof of it. Surely thousands of people died during the Night of Demons. Coincidentally, Valor's Ransom was involved in some way, shape, or form, and yet they are held unaccountable. The Guild killed hundreds of people in a crime wave that unseen, and yet unaccountable. They brought a kraken into the port of Baldur's Gate, and yet unaccountable. So Uldu Ravengard kind of raises his hand and says, the guild has been in operation at least a year before Valor's Ransom arrived. I know, I was the captain of the guard at that time. So I have a little bit more experience in this matter than you do. But why don't we leave this to the accusers? Let them have their say. Terra, Barag, Kohl, Daedalus, if you wouldn't mind rising to your feet.
So I do.
I as well.
Same here.
And one of the other dukes who's sitting next to you kind of like leans over to you as you stand up, and she puts her hand in front of her mouth and she says, I did not know about this. I apologize.
Don't worry, dear. I'm used to it.
So she kind of sits back. So Mallow looks towards you, Terra. You sit there in that seat that you've earned. Some say bought. Tell me, defend yourself against these accusations. Did you not bring this upon Baldur's Gate?
The destruction, yes, was unforeseen. And yes, we have been in many situations where us as a group have affected the people. But
so you agree this is all you're doing? This is your fault?
No, this isn't. This was the guild's doing. Like my cohort said, the guild had been in planning for a year prior to us being here in Baldur's Gate, and that has been proven.
I still have yet to be satisfied by this supposed proof. The proof is in the blood that runs through the streets of Baldur's Gate.
And the proof is in the citizens that are alive because of us.
So you hear clapping throughout the crowd as Terra says that.
And you coming to this hall, calling on Baldur's Gate's heroes, saying these...
Ah, so you're heroes, are you?
I would dare say yes, we are.
So modest.
Without the intervention of the guard, without the intervention of us, and those who wish to take swords with us, Baldur's Gate would be in ashes, if not worse, and you wouldn't have the right to be standing there in front of us.
So again, you hear clapping throughout the crowd. What about you, dwarf? Judas Grouse says that with a little bit more bite than he intended.
Oh, well. She mainly said it over here, Terra, but as she said, you wouldn't even have the right to be standing here if it wasn't for us.
Oh, so we should believe you now because you've found Hestia. You are a man of the cloth.
Oh, I found Hestia long before this. happened. It made me sick to my stomach that this happened, but if it wasn't for us, these demons would have ransacked this city. It wouldn't be a city for you to stand in right now.
I heard that you were a general in the northern kingdoms of the dwarves.
Aye, former general. I've found more different ways now.
From what I hear, you were quite bloodthirsty back then.
No, not as much.
I'm not
As
throwing any
you believe.
accusations, but I think turning to some higher power would be a great disguise. Don't you think?
Well, we had a, recent death, and that turned me into a new way.
Yeah. You know what? Many of us here in Baldur's Gate have had recent deaths. affect
Aye.
us.
There was speak of a dragon, that we slayed.
Yes.
That dragon could have very well destroyed this whole city if we had not slain it. And we lost a compatriot in that fight, so you better be respectful. Or turn back now.
And you hear everybody go, ooh, in the crowd. And again, applause. So, Medlar Mallow looks towards Kohl. You are of Baldur's Gate, are you not?
I haven't actually stood up at this point.
Okay, so you're still seated?
Yeah, I'm still seated. Like,
Do you not respect the citizens of Baldur's Gate enough to give them your full attention? Or is this all just a little too casual for you?
So I look around at everybody in the room and I look at him and say, I respect most of them.
And you hear,
Thank you. I just have nothing to add. I refuse to entertain whatever this sideshow is that you're trying to put on.
it's just an accounting of lives that are lost. I'm sure that it inconvenienced your day.
Well, you have inconvenienced me enough, that's for sure. I just think that my colleagues have said enough. I don't think I need to defend myself to you.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So, Baldur Ravengard says, he kind of speaks up. He goes, I can attest to the integrity of Kohl Ravencrest. He's helped quell quite a criminal in his day, at great personal expense to himself.
And then I do stand up at that point, and I nod to him, and I turn back to...
So when you get up and nod to him, you see Baldur, with a lot of trouble, get up using his cane, and then just kind of do like a half bow to you, and then just sit back down.
And so I ask the people of Baldur's Gate that I do respect, what seems more likely to you? That somehow Valor's Ransom is involved in every calamity that has hit this city, or
So
that
when you say that, you hear boo.
or that this man, and I point to what's his name?
Judas Grouse
Judas. I point to him and I say,
or Medlar Mallow. They're both kind of accusing.
okay.
Yeah. But Medlar Mallow is the one kind of talking.
Okay. So I point to him and I say, or that this man is somehow got something against us. He's got some bias. I ask, what does he have? What motivation does he have to gather half of the city in this room just to accuse us? What seems more suspicious to you?
So you hear a huge applause in the crowd.
And I yell, here, here.
Okay.
I just point up to her. Thank you.
And then I point back, you're welcome.
What about you? As Judas Grouse looks at you. Entertainer, Daedalus Hartwell, from what I understand, you had a contract on your head. And whispers of devilry and witchcraft.
I just look at him as like, I am but a simple warlock and entertainer.
Warlock. Maybe we should have you burned at the stake. And then you hear boo and a few hisses in the crowd.
As he says that, I try to disguise my voice kind of, maybe you should burn at the stake.
You see him kind of get, whoa, who said that? What do you have to say for yourself? Our good lady, Danae. a fine noble of this city died. Wasn't she involved with you in some sort of personal manner? How do we know that it wasn't Daedalus Hartwell who did the deed? And then you hear, boo.
Oh, as I say, I have done no such thing. The person you're looking for is an individual by the name of Kasur.
Kasur, this imaginary Kasur that nobody's ever seen.
I have seen Kasur. You can even ask the people of the Alderman
A
Wilster.
fellow accused has seen Kasur.
Ask the people of the Alderman Wilster.
All I know, madam, is that Lady Danae is gone, and he sleeps in her manor. He sleeps in her bed.
He loved her. Have some respect for the deceased, and have some respect for the people that she loved and cared about.
So Grouse kind of bangs the end of his cane on the marble floor, which kind of reverberates and echoes, and he goes, I have respect for the dead. That's why I am here. You, however, do not.
Have we not put enough coin? Have we not put enough time?
Oh, it's all about coin to you.
No, it's never about coin. It's about the lives of the people.
You're right. We are both in agreement, and I demand that these 4 are held accountable.
And what would you have us do? What is your plan?
I would unseat you. You don't deserve to be a duke. That's Judas Grouse says that to you. You know he was your political rival, essentially.
So I'm just looking at it, it's like, oh, so you're just butthurt that you lost.
Oh.
And you cannot take it.
I'm here as a citizen.
No, you are here as someone who is causing precious time from us and from this city.
So Baldur I concur with my fellow duke. This is a waste of the city's time and resources. And then you hear the crowd kind of erupt, and you hear somebody from the crowd say, "Sharpshooter!"
Thank you.
That's kind of like the Baba Booey, like Baba Booey, sharpshooter. Grouse, unless you have some sort of physical proof other than baseless accusations, I'm going to dismiss all the fine folks of Baldur's Gate so that we can get on with our day. How about that? And you see Medlar Mallow kind of get incensed. Twinge kind of smiles a little bit as Medlar says, No, we demand satisfaction.
The only satisfaction you will get is by leaving this hall peacefully.
This is a peaceful gathering, is it not?
Well,
We are not ones to carry weapons, Terra Hill.
and I kind of point to my sides, and as you see, I don't carry mine. Neither do my cohorts.
Yes.
You are the one that is causing a disturbance here to not only us, the 4 dukes, but also to the people here of Baldur's Gate.
So you see him get rankled again as you are just kind of throwing, verbal barbs at him, and he's got no answer for anything that you're saying.
So, like my cohort said, we would like to continue on with our day and let the people of Baldur's Gate continue on with their day.
This is not over. I promise you this. This is just the opening salvo. You will be accountable for the lives lost.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
And my question for you is, where were you during the fight? Lives lost saved because we fought. Where were you?
Surviving.
Surviving.
Hiding.
So
Hiding.
looking out for number 1.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we were out there in the middle of it.
We're the reason more lives weren't cost.
All right, well, this is not the last you've heard of this, I guarantee.
I think it will be.
So his eyes get big. Is that a threat, Master Dwarf?
No.
So Uldur's like, all right, everybody. I'm calling an end to this kangaroo court right now. It is done. So everybody starts to kind of shuffle off slowly but surely, until it's just the four of you, a few Flaming Fist mercenary guards at the door, as there always are. There are always guards there, and Twinge. And he kind of looks up at the four of you and he goes, "You sure did give that Mallow what for, boy. If I had, 20 years less on me, I would have punched him in the mouth."
As tempting as that may be, I'm not going to go to jail.
Well, I think I might have a little bit of news on your friends. The ones that you were looking for. I may have a way to locate them, maybe.
How?
That would be great.
We will... perhaps we can go to the Climb Hammer after it closes tonight, yes? I'll meet you.
Sure.
Aye.
Okay.
And I press the button to get my my pistol.
I would probably wait.
And out of the rear of Tycho, a panel kind of opens up, and sliding out is one gun, falls to the floor, and then the second gun.
Thank you. I just put them in my holsters again.
Twinge laughs.
It's quite convenient. You see.
The best thing I've ever made.
Yes. So I mean, sure. Yes. It worked quite well.
All right. So, what do you guys do? Is Twinge and Tycho leave for the day?
I looked at Terra. Terra, since you are now a duke, do you think you could get me into the merchant quarter? I have some
you have free reign.
free
to go
Yeah.
in and out of the merchant quarter.
Yeah.
And
All of you do.
oh, sweet.
Well, before we head outside, it's almost time for her run.
Oh, she took that run
She already did?
before you woke up.
Okay, good.
Oh yes.
If you'll excuse me,
raptor.
I have to go check on my little one. Well, not so little anymore.
I could imagine.
Daedalus,
been
you
a
want to
long
come
time.
with me?
No,
She
no.
misses you.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I think she's
Well-
better trained now. Daedalus, you sure?
Just tell her I say hi.
Well, why don't we all come to the manor? We should catch up. It's been tiresome. We'll put it this way, this job.
Aye.
It has been a while since the four of you have actually gone on a proper adventure. I mean, you find the comings and goings of Baldur's Gate now taking up most of your time. Kohl, you're banging every tree that you can, hoping to shake something loose in regards to your former employees that you're trying to find. Daedalus, you're trying to unwrap the mystery of Danae's manor, and as creepy as it is, and you find your time in spiritual study and prayer, and you obviously,
Paperwork.
essentially.
Essentially, it's paperwork.
Hey.
And you actually do have a your actual manor is also actually close to the Danae manor, but you do have your own manor.
Oh,
Befitting a duke,
yeah.
of course.
Oh, Daedalus, I have some stuff for you to take home with you, of course. There's some baked goods and stuff that the maids made up. I obviously can't eat them all. And there's a little one running around the house, so God forbid his father found him in the cookie jar. We'll put it that way.
So I just nod to her.
So we'll pack some of those up, and you look, and I kind of poke Kohl, like, in his ribs. You look real skinny.
Oh well,
need
I've
to
been
eat,
been
right?
working a lot.
You need to eat.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
you hear coming from Terra's belt, her sash, you hear, "He looks like a jackass."
And so I kind of pat the...
Hi, Terra.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you doing down there?
It's 10:45 a.m. and I'm feeling saucy.
Well, we changed your bow, yes?
Indeed, I love lavender.
Oh, I know. And you smell like lavender. The maids did a good job with your hair.
Thank you, darling.
I just click the hammer back on one of my pistols. Just rest my hand
I
there.
think I'll shut up now. Not because you subtly threaten me, but I choose to, Kohl.
Well, I'll take it, whatever the reason.
Yeah.
We still need to figure out a name for you. Have you picked one out?
I'm just a construct, a possession. I have no free will of my own.
Well,
It's 10:46.
I say, well, I think you should go by... What do you think? I think Kronos goes for a name like you.
Kronos?
Yes.
That sounds so imposing and... imposing. I'm just a head, a mummified head.
Well, you need a name.
True enough.
You're with me all the time, dear.
I suppose. It'd be nice.
I know you seem like the only friend I've seen in a long time since the
Barag, call me Kronos. Is that my new name?
Sure, Kronos.
Thank you. It's 10:47 a.m. Jackass.
I missed that, don't you?
I lean over to Terra. Hey, if you ever have an opening for, something in the guard, maybe a captain or something, you might slide that my way.
I'm not gonna just give you a position. You have to
Well,
earn
I'll
it.
apply and have some, I'll do it the hard way.
Barag on unemployment. Does he
Yeah,
need a
I'm
job?
bored.
You
Yeah.
jackass.
I've spent far too much time in the temple, I think. It was nice, but I'm itching for
Well,
an adventure.
I would say that if there's a job that I would need to be, I would need someone a little more on the sly, And I kind of point to Kohl, like this one.
Yes,
You
Sly.
are
I'm not
not-
asking for Sly jobs. I'm asking for, a position in the guard. Preferably
You don't
maybe
need a
like
position in
captain
the
or
guard.
something.
You really don't. I
Well,
can just see another trial having to do with you.
no, I doubt that very much.
I don't need more paperwork, Barag.
I think Barag would make a fine guard.
See?
Daedalus have somebody as a duke, a friend as a guard. It all works out for us.
See, Kohl agrees with me.
Yes.
A captain would be a great position in the guard.
Wholeheartedly.
Oh, well, why don't we just go get something to eat? And maybe you, and I kind of poke, his stomach.
Sure.
Maybe you not so much.
I'm just naturally this way.
Well, the natural courage.
He's big boned.
I can see that. Well, why don't we go get something to eat? I am starving, and I need to go see my baby.
Alright, well, you go do that.
Oh, she wants to greet you.
Oh.
She loves greeting the people.
Okay. As long as she doesn't bite me or something, or did what she did to Daedalus.
Oh, I know she missed Daedalus so much.
Does he still have the ear?
His ear's backwards.
It's still backwards.
Yeah.
You see his ear? That's what I don't want to happen to
Well,
me.
she always looks over at his manor, and as I'm doing that, I'm walking.
Yeah.
And
You guys are actually getting to your manor now.
Yeah.
You're toward the front. And as you kind of approach from the far corner of the manor, you hear...
That's
and
really
then-
loud.
It is loud.
What is that?
It's about as loud as a 2,000-pound animal can be running at full speed. And then you just hear kind of slide as rocks and pebbles kind of fling in each direction, and she comes to a full stop.
Noxie, my girl, how are you?
She peeks up really quick, and you see just kind of like a ruffle of feathers kind of poof out. And then she sees Daedalus, and she goes...
I just step back a little bit.
You see her kind of just a row of... It looks like teeth that keep going on forever. And if a raptor can smile, you swear she's smiling at you. And she kind of lowers her head really low to the ground and takes one step to you.
I'm like, no.
Her tail is very high in the air, kind of going left and right, left and right.
It's like, Terra, do something.
She takes another step.
Noxie, what did I say about playing with the elves?
So you see her foot talons kind of click on the floor.
I know, I bet he looks delectable. Yes, he does, but you can't eat him.
So she kind of peeks her head up again, and looks at the four of you, and just walks off to the other side of the manor. On the outside.
She's gotten big, hasn't she?
She's huge. She's about 7 feet and still growing a little.
Yeah, and I looked up at her like, oh my god. Just
Too big
a little bit. Yeah.
to keep as a pet, one might argue.
She's also good transportation, I hope you know.
I'm not riding that.
My legs still work, so...
Well, she's a good companion. She's just a good baby. My sweet little Noxie.
No, see, this is a good companion. I pet Griffin. This is a good companion. That's just something that I'll just eat people.
Touche. So I open the doors to the manor and walk in.
Okay. So you walk in and you do see it's not very busy. You've got a very minimal staff, but you do see a gentleman that Barag finds very, very familiar as he kind of greets you. Oh, lady, welcome. Everything went well, I hope.
Oh, well, you know how politics are. Still getting used to this.
I don't, but I'll take your word for it.
I was gonna say, how is your wife doing?
She's doing well.
She
Cooking up lunch.
Oh, wonderful. She makes such good pies. The little one hasn't got into them, has he?
No, I was keeping her away from Nox.
Well, she's what, 4 now? 5?
Indeed, 4.
Oh, my goodness, she is growing so quick.
5th birthday next week, madam. Thank you for asking.
Why don't you, on me, take a break, take her somewhere nice. I'll even give in a few extra coin for the week. You get her something nice, yes?
Thank you. And he kind of walks away and he says, I'll keep her away from the dinosaur.
Who is this man?
Brog, make an intelligence check.
Oh, great. Intelligence is not my strong suit, of course.
Roll.
3.
3? You can't place the face. Kohl, you can make you know him actually.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, make an intelligence check with advantage.
I need to up my intelligence, I think. Intelligence is terrible.
Natural 20.
Wow.
It's actually your friend Cullen. He is the one that Barag snuck the gallows away from, and he was subsequently fired from the guard.
Oh.
And was homeless for a time.
Okay. Yeah.
Was homeless with a pregnant wife. Who's no longer pregnant.
Okay. And that's the child.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Have I seen the wife?
Jayla is her name.
Okay.
You haven't seen her. You hear some hustle and bustle going on in the kitchen, but you haven't seen her.
Okay.
So as you guys kind of settle into Terra High Hills Manor, a very, very nautical themed manor, I need, because we were dealing with beholder eyes from our last adventure. So, Terra, and maybe the group, you have these large beholder eyes. You had essentially a small opening. You can have it excavated so that you can perhaps bring up some of the eyes. I will say Twinge Tinkertop was very, very excited at the prospect of building basically tubes with copper and brass and iron with this fluid that he has never told you what it is. And each eye floats within. So we're going to see how many you manage to excavate. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys advantage because Barag's masonry toolkit.
Yes.
If you wanted to take the time, you can go ahead and excavate the top where you guys gained entry into the sewer. So why don't you go ahead and roll with advantage. Difficulty on this, because it has to be big. Because you managed to cut out the center eye.
Yeah.
Difficulty is going to be 21.
Okay.
With advantage.
With advantage, and what do I...
It's with your masonry.
Yeah, so it's going to be intelligence plus your proficiency.
Of course my intelligence.
And your roll.
Of course my intelligence.
Now, if you fail it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't get any of the eyes.
Yeah. Just means it's going to be more difficult. Okay, I'll roll over here.
Every time I roll there, it's about... See?
What'd you roll?
So 18. I made it.
You made it.
Plus my proficiency, which is 9. Well, 4. Yeah, so I made it.
All right. So you managed to cut away enough, and now this is going to be a group sleight of hand check because you guys are essentially. No, let's make this an athletics check.
Oh, that's me.
So as the 4 of you work to bring up each eye one at a time,
Is it with advantage or without?
With advantage.
With advantage.
Because it's a group.
It's a group
effort.
So, 15 plus 9.
All right.
24.
All right.
Yeah.
So you only lost one eye.
Hmm.
Okay. So you've got 7 eyes, including one large. So a total of 8. So you've got the large center eye, which made it through,
Sweet.
and then you've got 7 more. So Terra, where do you want these beholder eyes? Do you have like a trophy room? Do you want them when people first come in? Like, where do you want these huge tanks?
I would say it would be in the trophy room.
You've got a trophy room?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She's like, oh yeah.
In the trophy room, you see about as big as 2 kegs and as wide as 2 kegs. You see these large tanks with this very briny looking fluid, and within you see a beholder eye, and you see a lot of brass knobs, and Twinge actually has to come by weekly to change the fluid and make sure everything is okay. But you see all of the beholder eyes, and then you see the largest tank for the center eye, which was the anti-magic cone eye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's in the largest. It's almost like the centerpiece. It has to be the centerpiece. It's so big. But yeah, you have them there. Oh, which reminds me, where is your trophy? The golden hand.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't really have my own place. That's the problem.
I mean, you could use it as a back scratcher for all I attach it to a stick and.
You know what? Actually, I want to craft a sword, but with that as a tilt.
Nice. All right.
I want to craft a sword with that as a tilt for my trophy.
I like that. I'm way into that idea. So we will get together and we'll figure out.
That would be awesome.
Okay, great. I love it. Taking inspiration.
Thank
I
you.
was gonna say,
I'm so excited for that.
did he ever get his?
No, I still haven't gotten that
amulet?
necklace.
Yeah, his
That's
amulet.
the amulet. I want to go. That's why I want to go to the merchant quarter,
Yeah.
so I can let that down.
You'll definitely get there. All right, guys. So as you are kind of settling into the manor and kind of looking at the trophy room, the hairs on your arms, the back of your neck, start to just raise.
Just me?
All of you.
Oh.
You start to get a chill. It goes up and down your spine. And as you're just walking, you see Daedalus drop first. And then
Whoa.
Kohl drops. Terra, in another room, you fall to the ground, unconscious. Barag, you're the most hardy of the group, and you're the last. You see your friends just dropping. You see even the maid drop.
Shit.
And then the lights go out. The sun begins to slowly dip below the horizon. You are still all unconscious as this magical energy just explodes from somewhere far away. You have no idea where. And still, you're unconscious. Nox walks into the manor along with Rocky and kind of sniffs you. So, this is what we're going to do.
Uh-oh.
I want everybody to take a slip of paper that I'm going to give you, leave it upside down, and I'll ask you to read it in a specific order. Cool?
Oh, snap.
Okay. So, as you guys are unable to gain consciousness, the door of the manor creaks open during the still of the night. Tycho, Twinge's clockwork dog, walks into the manor, standing next to Nox. Griffin perched, watching. Rocky is there. And even Broomy is standing there, almost upright. I need Daedalus. I need you to read your slip of paper nice and loud for me.
Broomy. Although not a fighter, Broomy loves a righteous cause and loves to be able to support those that have those same righteous intentions. He has memories of being something or someone else, but actively brushes those memories aside as he believes that he was put in this form to fulfill a specific purpose. Broomy is the ultimate optimist, almost to the point of naivete. He loves those he adventures with and has a special place in his heart for Barag's winged monkey Griffin.
You will be role-playing as Broomy today.
Oh, snap.
Barag,
Awesome.
please read your slip of paper nice and loud, please.
Griffin, this winged monkey is adorable to look at. Will hump anything and everything when he thinks no one is looking. And is a bit of a pest with very little love for anyone or anything, especially Broomy. At his heart, his years on the open ocean in service to Lord Baldur has made him into a salty old sea dog pirate himself, and he misses perching on the railing of a ship out on the open ocean. Griffin only speaks in pirate speak, is completely okay with hiding and backstabbing an opponent, but has no problem leaving others to fend for themselves. It's the pirate way.
All right, you will be speaking pirate today as Griffin.
Crap.
All right. Terra, please read your slip of paper nice and loud.
Nox. She loves her mom and often refers to her as War Mom, and takes pride in protecting the warm ones with her war mother. As long as she is well fed with a healthy supply of fish, she is also very aware of the reaction that her mere presence has on the warm ones, and it amuses her, although she is not a bully about it. She has a protective streak when it comes to children, as their physical stature is not too dissimilar to Terra.
All right. You will be role-playing as Nox today. All right. Kohl, please read your slip of paper nice and loud.
Tycho loves Twinge Tinkertop, but Twinge has slowed in recent years due to the frailty of the flesh. Tycho misses being out in the field, even if it's just to help others. What most don't know is that Tycho has an organic center, as he was Twinge's childhood organic canine pet. A combination of magic and mechanics saved Tycho and continue to preserve him to this day. Tycho loves being the center of attention and has a very might makes right attitude. Tycho has a bit of an obnoxious high five bro personality and doesn't mind rubbing people the wrong way, whether it's sitting on someone's feet and not moving or baring his metallic teeth.
All right. So, here's Tycho's character sheet.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Here is Griffith's character sheet.
my God.
Here's Nox's character sheet.
His dexterity is huge.
And here's Broomy's.
That is pretty good strength.
Yeah.
And constitution.
I was gonna say her dexterity's.
And as
Yeah.
the four of you are searching the manor for any sort of clue as to what happened, you've left Valor's Ransom to their own devices, and as Nox is kind of guarding the outer perimeter, Rocky is kind of rolling right alongside her. Tycho has now entered, and the four of you hear, "Hey, jackasses! Come here! Tycho! Broomy! All of you, come here! Quickly! Nox! Griffith!"
So I kind of skulk towards the sound of the voice.
And it's the head. "Hey! Somebody just took off with Valor's Ransom's weapons. I saw them. They were shadows. They were at least 12 feet tall.
So
It's 11:19 p.m.
I pick him up in my mouth,
Sure.
just kind of loosely, just to hold him, and I walk back to the rest of the group. Anybody know who this guy is?
It's War Mom's heads.
Well, he says he knows Who took their weapons?
I saw somebody through the corner of my eye. There was an army of them, like 12 feet tall. They took all the weapons, the daggers.
Where'd they go?
They left the manor. We gotta get them. We gotta get them before they get up.
Yeah, but you might give us away if we...
All I know is they went out the door.
Well, north? South?
In pirate, please. Arg.
Arg! I have to get used to the pirate speak. Arg! North? South?
They didn't go north. They went the opposite. They went toward the port.
Arg! The wide open ocean.
Yeah, that's right. The wide open. Broomy, can you give us a hand with this, please? I mean, it's Daedalus' spell book. It might be, important.
I was like, how am I gonna like?
It's 11:51. You can speak.
Well, the speaking part I'm not too issue with is how am I gonna lift up a book on my broom?
Well, we gotta find it first, jackass.
So I go.
I mean, Griffith has opposable thumbs. I wish I had opposable thumbs.
Gets on my back. And so I kind of crouch down.
All right, so who's getting on Nox's back?
Well, I can fly, so
Okay, so you don't need to.
Good.
Arg! I can fly too.
All right. Tycho, you're way too heavy for... Well, yeah, too heavy, but, I mean, you could try.
I think I can run on my own, all right? I got this.
Suit yourselves.
All right, so...
Forget it. I'll take the free ride.
All right, so Griffith
I'll
gets
take
on
those sails.
top of Nox and just grabs handfuls of feathers. I need everybody to... Let's go ahead and start with a survival check. It's just going to be your survival roll. Animals don't have proficiencies.
Mm-hmm.
The only animals that have proficiencies in D&D are Beastmaster animals at 3rd level of Beastmaster. They add their master's proficiency to their own rolls. So.
Sweet.
6.
19.
19.
So we're
11.
11.
So what are we rolling for again? I just want to.
Survival.
Survival.
Okay.
It's going to be your wisdom modifier plus your roll.
Yeah, 11.
I
I did that right.
Oh, no, actually, modified 20.
21.
21. All right.
21.
So everybody but the Hound, you see a bullet right by the exit of the manor. Kohl carries a lot of bullets, and he has bullets in his belt.
Mm-hmm.
One of them seems to have popped off during the burglary.
Would I be able to smell it and get like a scent?
Nox is a raptor, so she
Yeah.
hunts primarily by sight.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really wouldn't be effective for you.
Mm.
I was like,
Tycho!
Arg! A mechanical, yes, a mechanical dog will be able to smell.
Arg?
Can I smell?
You can take in information, but no more than a regular dog.
Okay.
You don't have the organic pieces necessary to have that level of tracking with you. At least not by your olfactory senses.
I was gonna say, can I see if like there's a trail?
Sure, make a roll. This is going to be investigation.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. There is indeed a trail.
Looks, there's the fleshy ones.
Make, I need everybody to make a perception roll.
Arg.
19.
18.
Nice.
3.
3?
12.
12. Okay, so I would say Nox, Tycho, and Griffin all notice as you are looking at the direction that Nox is kind of looking at. A few buildings away by the church, you do see movement, but you're too far away to see what that movement actually is from your vantage point. They're a little high up.
So I'm gonna start following that trail and running towards it.
Okay. It does seem to be going towards the Church of Hestia. And as you are kind of following that trail, you see human bodies on the floor, unconscious. Everybody seems to be affected. You see, as you get to the church, there are people in the entryway, there are people inside, just slumped over, unconscious.
So I turn to the rest of the group. The fleshy ones are like war mamas.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds kinda hot. Anyway, look, we gotta get these weapons before they wake up. How do we do that? Because I don't have arms or legs.
Does it follow into the actual church, the trail?
It looks like it, yeah.
Follow me.
Well, I'm on your back, so I just say, "Arr, get the salty legs moving."
All right,
Are
so
we gonna take the head, or are we just gonna leave him here?
Keep it up, monkeys. I'll eat you for lunch.
Arr, go ahead and try and catch me.
you know, you've been a bit of a jackass there, Griffin.
Arr, bind his mouth.
No, I'm here to help you. I'm the only one who can talk to you. I'm a construct, see? I'm not like these warm things, Knox. You know what? Why don't you put me on your neck, like some sort of decoration?
That's War Mom's job.
True, and you don't have opposable thumbs.
No, I do not, but I have claws.
So he's still hanging from Tycho's mouth.
Just shut you trap.
Well, let's find these things. Hey, who has their weapons? Valor's ransom weapons? We'll buy them. We'll give you the monkey for them.
Arr,
So I just drop him in place.
forget him.
Wait! Don't leave me!
And I start to kind of just stride away.
I think this is as much as Kohl as it is Tycho. Alright, so you drive and you just see him kind of rolling in the same spot that you dropped him in. Wait! You foul betrayer! I hate you all!
So I go pick him up by the hair.
Sure. Using what? Your talons?
My
Or your mouth?
My mouth, and kind of get him hooked onto that main canine tooth.
Sure. Why don't you make for the purposes, a sleight of hand check with your mouth?
Oh yeah.
Sleight of mouth.
Sleight of mouth. Take an inspiration.
16.
Sleight of mouth. Yeah. So you definitely get him on your canine. It's almost like a macabre floss. But yeah, you got him. It smells like fish. It's kind of unpleasant, if I'm being honest.
Keep it up, and I'm gonna eat you for my breakfast.
Message received, Manuel.
So I kind of just like sigh but snarl.
Sure. So, I need everybody to make another investigation roll.
17.
-3 investigation roll. Still gotta roll high, man.
7.
7? Okay.
2.
18.
18. All right, Broomy and Knox. You both detect another bullet going past the altar of Hestia toward the back of the church, kind of like where the private quarters are normally. So do you guys follow?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it goes into a very large green room. In this green room, you see a lot of plants that would be used to make, salves and potions and things like that for people who are hurt or injured. There's a small section for food that they use to feed people who are hungry. And toward the very back of the greenhouse, you see very long shadows, and you see glints of what you know to be the weapons of your companions.
Let's get them. We got this.
Arr,
They're no
the
match
pointy
for us.
things.
So I kind of like just get down really low and bare my teeth and just kind of like wiggle my tail.
Sure. And as you guys start approaching, you hear, "Halt! Come no further!"
Arg.
So again, I just like kind of growl.
So you hear something cock, and you've heard it before. It is Kohl's gun being cocked. "We will fire!"
You know how to use that thing.
"Indeed! I'm an expert in firearms." "That's not true. I'm a hell of a gardener, but not really firearms. But we are going to take these weapons." And as you guys get closer, the shadows shrink and shrink and shrink until you see a half dozen garden gnomes
Oh my god!
carrying weapons of Valor's ransom. "Stay where you are, for we are nomenclature unknown. And we will steal these weapons, and our names will be in the history books."
You will do no such thing.
"We will!
Give us swarm mobs.
Never! Never! The clown hired us! And
Clown.
we will succeed!" Roll initiative. Alright, so.
What's oh?
Oh boy, if these are gnomes, then I got a nice ability here called Batter Up. It's like a bunch of
I like his ability of batter up.
I like the idea
hit
that
a few home runs.
Tycho's bravado does not match his ability at all because I just rolled a 3 on my initiative.
Alright.
Can I cash an inspiration in for this one? My low in inspiration for Britney?
For what? For your inspiration?
Yeah.
Alright, hold on one moment. I will get to that. I need a pencil. Somebody know. Thanks.
10, by the way.
15.
Lonely 10.
So, who's got 25 to 20? No. Who's got 20 to 15? You've got 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Nox. Okay. Ooh, I actually beat you. For once.
Garden gnomes. Oh my gosh.
After Nox, who's got 15 to 10?
Not I.
No?
Wait, what is it?
15 to 10?
That's me, I'm 10.
Alright, so Griffith.
Thinking about all the pirate speak I have to speak. Like trying to think of new words to use. I'm like, crap.
10 to 5? No?
10 to 5? What?
5 to 0.
I already said mine. I have 3.
3?
Yeah.
1!
Tycho.
Oh my
Oh my
And
lord.
then-
Tycho's
Guys.
faster than Broomy, at least.
Rumi.
Jesus.
Alright,
This
so.
is gonna be so hard.
Okay. Nox, you hear a gunshot crack through the air as one of the gnomes fires Kohl's pistol right at you.
Oh dear.
You are going to take, what's your armor class?
90.
Your armor class
Oh,
is
90?
90?
No, 14. Sorry, I put
90?
I'm tired.
Hex.
They're fighting Cthulhu. Alright, so let's
90.
go ahead and do some damage.
Oh man.
Oh, you might want
We
to
both have the
mention
same
that.
armor.
So you
Nice.
take 2 points of piercing damage as a bullet grazes your shoulder.
Question.
She has
Yeah,
a lot of
Does
health.
the broom have an armor class or doesn't it seem to be one?
Oh yeah, it's I'm sorry. It is 10 plus your dexterity modifier,
So 10 plus 3, so it's
so 13. Sorry about that.
No worries.
All right, so they take 1 shot,
Horrible health.
and you hear a bunch of terracotta feet running as one decides to stay with Kohl's weapons and man the escape. So now it is Nox's turn.
So, I'm gonna basically pounce onto the one with the gun and use a claw slash.
Go for it.
I hope they have a low armor class. I'm assuming they're guarded gnomes. They're probably gonna have a low armor class.
Alright.
1d8 plus
could be
2.
very
You gotta
resilient
roll
for
your
a
attack
class.
first.
Yeah, I know. Totally knew that. 18.
That's a hit.
Yeah, okay.
So go ahead and roll damage.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13?
13.
Yeah.
There goes one
Man.
gnome.
No, he's still up.
Imagine if 13 killed him. That'd be crazy.
She's a raptor.
Alright.
2,000-pound raptor.
So you're, yeah, I know.
Beat on top of this.
So your hind leg, that raptor claw just takes out a big chunk of terracotta from the gnome, but he still manages to. Actually, let me make an athletics check.
I just want to say for the record, you should have given me a feces attack.
I was thinking about doing a poo flinging attack.
Yeah, it's because
where it stuns her around.
feces there.
I was honestly thinking of that. But I didn't want to be that crass.
Yeah, but it would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Still on my back.
No, I flew off. I said I flew off. Yeah, as soon as you stepped to run, I took off.
Alright.
Flying.
But yeah, he manages to hold on to the pistol as you shorten the distance and slash him and take a nice big chunk of terracotta out of its little shoulder. Alright, so that's going to end Nox's turn. Griffith,
Yes.
you see Nox going for the kill. You hear firearms being discharged. What do?
No one's targeting me, right?
Doesn't seem it.
Okay, so
You make a perception roll.
I hope no one's targeting me. Perception. Oh, I get a +1 at least. 13.
13. You see in the greenhouse there is enough room where it's almost like an irrigation ditch that goes outside,
Yeah.
and it's small enough where these gnomes can actually crawl out, and you see a bunch of them heading out into the garden.
Are they taking the weapons with them?
Yeah.
Ah, crap. How many are going out? And how many are
There's 5.
going out?
There's 5 going out.
And how
And
many are
there's
staying?
one that's staying.
There's one that's staying. And is he holding any of the weapons?
He's holding the guns.
He's got both of Cole's guns.
He's got one gun.
One gun? Okay.
There's still another gun floating out there.
Alright. So whatever... How many gnomes are already
It's
outside?
literally like a cannon for him. He's
Yeah.
only about 1.5 feet. So this pistol of Cole's, it's like almost like if you were to pick up a ship cannon and fire it. That's kind of like how it is.
Fancy. So I'm gonna just point to the corner. Yee! They're getting away!
No! You'll never stop nomenclature unknown!
Arrgh! So I'm gonna fly over and I'm gonna grab one of the gnomes.
Okay.
And lift him into the air.
Alright, so why don't you go ahead and make an athletics check?
Oh, well. Dang. I should have looked at my athletics before I did this. It's a negative 14.
14 just hits. Alright, so you managed to grab. I would need you to make an athletics check because he is as big as you.
Okay.
So to kind of get him into the air is going to be a feat of strength.
Yeah.
So he's going to try to remain planted. So we're going to make this a contested athletics check. Now you still have him. This is just to see whether he can hold on to the ground and not be hoisted into the air.
Okay.
14 I rolled.
15.
All right. So you manage your small little wings kind of flap, almost like a hummingbird. They start flapping so fast, but you manage to get them in the air.
Sweet. And so I'm gonna fly up as high as I can.
Okay.
And just drop him.
Okay. So you cannot, because you took 10 feet of movement to get to him.
So 20
So you can climb 20 feet
Yeah.
for a total of 30 feet, and you
Okay.
drop him at 30 or at 20.
At 20, I'm just gonna drop him straight to the ground.
Okay. So that is 46 of damage.
Sweet.
Griffin. I like that. You're thinking outside the box, dude. Well done.
Yes. I gotta use that fly into my capabilities.
7, 8, 9, 10. So, okay. So you pick him up about 20 feet into the air, pretty much the max ceiling of the green room, and you drop him. So he takes 11 points of damage.
Sweet.
And once he lands on that pointy hat that kind of breaks off, and you hear him say, "My hat!" All right, so that's going to end your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Griffin's done. Tycho.
And this is the one that he just dropped. This is the one with Kohl's guns.
No.
It's a different one.
It's a different one.
Okay.
He essentially grabbed the last one that was making his escape out into the garden.
Okay. So how far away is the one that has Kohl's guns?
He's closer.
He's closer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I look at him. I say, "That's Twinge's handiwork you're messing with," and I just bound towards him and take a bite at him.
Go for it. What'd you roll?
5 plus 7.
All right, so you manage to grab a little bit of that terracotta, but he's a little too quick, and you draw a snap shut with just a little bit of terracotta dust on your canines.
Okay.
Is that gonna end your turn?
Yes, it is.
All right, Broomy.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and catch up with the ones who ran away.
Okay.
So
So you're just gonna use your movement?
Yep, I'm gonna zoom out and try to get to the closest one, and then I'm gonna do a battering ram attack on him to make sure he's stunned for 1 round.
Go for it. Now, the last one in the row is actually carrying Barag's longsword. And he's not even able to wield it. He's just kind of dragging it behind him. And it's taking maximum effort for him to do that. So why don't you go ahead and roll your attack?
Oh man, that's awesome.
See 11 and what modifier? See here. For Broomy,
It's going to be your strength modifier.
so strength mod.
Battering
So
ram.
1. So 12.
12 total. Unfortunately, you just fly right past him. You're going to take any more movement? You've got about 10 more feet of movement.
And I'm gonna try and see if I can get him. Is there enough to get in front of him?
Sure.
So I'm gonna try and get in front of him
For the next round?
to try and stall them.
Gotcha. All right. Oh, in front of the column? You want to get in front of the column?
Yeah, I want to try and
You can get to about the middle of the column, but you can't get to the very front of the column.
Okay, well I'm gonna try and at least get closer to them. So hopefully, by the time I could maybe zoom around, keep low, and trip them up.
Gotcha. All right. Next up, it's going to be Nomenclature Unknown. The leader at the very front of the column has one of Terra's daggers. He's got the Frostbrand dagger, and he hoists it up in the air like a sword, and he's holding the hilt like this, and he says, "You'll never stop us, fools! We're garden gnomes, for we are gardeners. Call the mighty mushroom!" And you see, kind of slowly emerging out of the mud and the muck of the garden outside, it looks like almost like a burgundy sort of color coming out. It's hard to kind of suss out whether it's organic or plant-based, but as it comes out, it looks very humanoid, but it's got mushrooms and molds growing out of it. You see one eye here toward the top of the head and one eye here toward the bottom of the head. You see no mouth, no visible nose, as it kind of makes its way out of the ground and pulls itself up. It's probably as big as Nox, and it looks at who's outside. Broomy?
Just Broomy.
It looks at Broomy. And it is going to actually take a turn.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. It's got multi-attacks. So, you know what? You're a construct, so you can't be poisoned, which is good. So let's do just a regular attack. 14 total?
Just barely.
Okay, so as it charges forward at you, does 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of bludgeoning damage. It also does poison damage, but you are immune to poison being a construct.
So just 10 damage overall.
Just 10 damage overall. Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so now we've got nomenclature unknown. The gnome that is in front of you, it is going to try to hit you with the butt of the weapon.
Okay.
So it's literally like with both hands with a natural 4. So it misses as the butt of the gun just crashes into the ground. And then the one with the long sword is going to attack Broomy. Natural 20. So impossibly, this gnome with this giant long sword behind it just kind of twirls once, twice, letting the momentum take him around and around and around, and just kind of walks towards Broomy. And Broomy, you are going to take a little bit of damage.
This is gonna be rough.
Broomy, you take 7 points of slashing damage as some of the straw on your broom gets cut off. And the rest are going to continue to make their escape. Alright, so now we're back up to Nox. You hear combat outside. You see something else in the field of battle, something large. And you know that Broomy's out there alone, but the space that he went out is far too small for you.
Okay, so...
So you've got this glass barrier between you and the rest of the gnomes.
Okay. So, is the one that I attacked still... like...
Yeah, he's fighting Tycho.
Oh, okay. So, I'm actually gonna disengage, because I'm assuming that it's right next to me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna just run through the glass.
Ooh. All right. Why don't we go ahead and make an athletics check? See if you can break the glass on a run.
What you got? Fancy.
10?
10?
Mm-hmm.
You hit the glass, but it does not shatter. You see almost like a spider web of breaks through the glass, but it doesn't actually break.
Mm-hmm. So would I be able to do it again if it was like for my second action?
You would have to take additional movement.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go for it. This is going to eat up the rest of your movement, though, just getting through the glass and charging it.
19.
Okay. So, Broomy, you're out there, and you got a little bit of your straw cut with that long sword, and you've got charged by this large, almost plant-like mushroom life form. And you kind of look over your shoulder. You kind of look back toward where your group is, and you see coming through the window the giant raptor of Nox come through and land as now all eyes are on Nox. That's going to end your turn. Mm-hmm. Griffith.
Alright. So is the gnome I dropped prone?
No, he's not prone.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
He is?
He is prone, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm going to... What is he carrying? That particular gnome? Or did he drop anything?
He is carrying one of Terra's daggers.
One of Terra's daggers? Yeah. Okay. He didn't drop it, he's still holding on to it?
He's still holding on to it, but he is prone.
Alright.
So he's going to eat up half his movement getting up on his turn.
Okay, so I'm going to fly down there, and I'm going to attack him with one bite.
Go for it.
Do I get advantage because he's prone?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. It's even better. What do I use for mods on that? For bite?
It's just your strength mod.
Just,
The roll plus your strength.
-1. Well, good thing.
You have advantage, though.
Yeah, that's the beautiful part. Is I have advantage, so I hope I roll like. I'll take that. 15 to hit.
All right, that does hit. So you see this gnome with the broken red hat, the broken red terracotta hat, and he kind of opens his eyes and he sees you charging at him, monkey with tiny little fangs. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Sweet.
It's your strength, and then your +1.
So I got a +1 to. So 2.
2. All right.
That's way
As
1d4.
As you bite the surface of that terracotta gnome, you get a little bit of purchase there. You do see the little white underneath the paint of the gnome, and he winces in pain as you do. Next up, is that going to end your turn?
Yes.
All right, Tycho.
Is he still prone?
He's still prone.
Okay.
But that's the other gnome, because you've got two gnomes inside. You've got the gnome he's fighting and the gnome with the gun. So a gnome with a dagger, gnome with a gun.
Oh, okay.
You're in front of the gnome with the gun, and he's engaging the gnome with the dagger.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bite at the gnome that I'm in front of with the gun.
Go for it.
10.
10 total?
Yeah.
So again, he puts his arm up, and you just hear clink. But it doesn't seem to do any damage. But his eyes, like when you bore your teeth, his eyes got big, and he's like, no, and he puts his arms up as you kind of. All right, that's gonna end your turn.
Yes.
Broomy,
Okay, so I'm still by the mushroom.
you're now in the middle of the column, essentially surrounded by garden gnomes, and you now have this very large plant humanoid life form in front of you. It seems to have like molds and spores. It's got deep holes and crevices where weird sorts of bioluminescence kind of hides.
I'm going to try and make a melee hit on that mushroom creature.
Go for it.
$19,
19 does hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
and that's 1d6. Plus 1, right?
Yes. Plus your strength mod.
So that's 3 damage.
Okay.
Little by little.
So this broom, just you hit him with the broom part and just. All right, is that gonna end your turn?
See, if I moved anywhere, I would be taking.
An attack of opportunity. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll stay right there for now.
Okay. Next up are the gnomes, the bad guys. We are going to try a disengage on the one that Tycho is fighting. So you see him almost like juke and jive. He goes, "Hey, hey!" and then he just leaves as you try to take an attack of opportunity that misses. The one that's fighting Griffith, he thinks he could take you. So he uses half his movement, and he goes, "I have had enough!"
Arg.
Ooh, natural 17.
Oof. Ouch.
That hits.
Of course.
Okay. Damage.
-1. Okay,
Ooh, 9 points.
ouch.
I rolled the max on 2d4. I rolled the max on that damage.
Dang.
On both of those. So you take 9 points of damage
Yeah.
as he hits you with a melee weapon. And now we've got the mushroom. Okay, 13.
Yeah,
That hits?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's the exact. Yeah, I'm gonna be lacking.
You take 4 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage. As part of the wood of your handle splinters a little bit under his force. And then the long sword. Natural 1.
Oh.
So what's gonna happen to him? He's gonna hit himself.
Hold on. I will tell you
Chop
right
his own head
now.
off.
I can just imagine like a spinning top, and then he like just.
So he starts to spin, and he thinks he's got Broomy right in his sights, and the blade gets stuck right in the creature, in the mushroom creature, and you hear him say, "I'm so sorry about that. You keep it. You keep it." And he takes off. So let me do that damage.
That's amazing.
Wow. So it takes 8 points of friendly fire damage. Yeah. That was big.
Yeah.
And the sword is now cleaved into this mushroom, as you see, almost like a chlorophyll sort of seep out from the wound. It kind of looks and it goes. And the rest are going to continue to run. So next up we have Nox.
So they're still running away with the.
Yeah. The majority of them. 3 are left behind.
Okay, and which ones are the ones with the daggers?
One is inside with Barag, and one with your acrobat dagger is still running.
Okay, so I'm gonna go after. I'm gonna go after those gnomes.
Okay. So you are going to easily catch the rest of the column as they kind of look up at you. Their little 1-foot statures are kind of looking at this giant 7-foot raptor. It's very kind of Godzilla-esque as they all kind of throw their hands up and go ah! At your approach. So go ahead and make your attack.
I was gonna say, would I be able to use my tail for an attack? Or...
Sure.
Yay. So, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna kind of like turn around and just kind of like whack my tail down.
Okay.
$14?
14 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. This is on the one with the dagger?
Yes.
Okay.
12?
12 points of damage. Okay. It was a pretty high attack roll. I'm going to make him make an athletics check just to hold on to it. Natural 2. As he drops the dagger, you see a large crack in his terracotta torso as your tail cracks him in two. But he's still in one piece. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to put yourself in melee with the other two?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you kind of position yourself where if either of those two run, they take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. One of them has Daedalus' spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's going to end your turn?
Yes.
All right. Griffith. It is the Battle of the Titans. Winged monkey. My winged monkey style versus your terracotta gnome style. Go.
My question is, am I allowed to fling my poop? Will I be allowed that?
I will say it'll take an action to actually produce said poop.
Yeah. Okay.
You can fling it next round if you'd like.
This is an actual conversation.
Can I? So I can't hold my action then.
You can hold your poop, but you can't hold your action. No, you can hold both if you'd like.
I can't.
Unless you have a high fiber diet.
So if I hold my action, the next round I can produce it, but not throw.
No, you would have to produce the poop now.
Yeah.
That would eat up your action.
Yes.
And then the next round you'd be able to fling said poop.
Okay. I will hold off actually on that for now.
Okay.
But I will try to take the dagger from the one in front of me.
Sure. I look forward to the next round.
I do too. I can't wait.
Sure. All right, so let's go ahead and make this. This is going to be a contested athletics check.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your natural 5.
Oh, sweet. Come on. Roll me high. 6. I kid you not. Even with my minus 1, 6.
Yeah. So you grab the dagger. You now have the dagger with your opposable thumbs. You do have the Frostbrand dagger.
Arrgh, I got the loot! No! Ha!
All right. So do you want to take an action?
The grabbing the dagger was my action, right?
Yes, you're right.
So that would, I would end my
Okay,
turn
cool.
with that then.
All right, Tycho.
I'm going to chase after the gnome with the gun that ran away.
Sure.
And try to catch up to him.
It's looking kind of rough.
Okay.
It's not on its last legs, but it's definitely damaged.
So I want to chase after him, catch up, and take another bite.
Okay. So right now he is in a position where he's right at the exit, but hasn't made it through yet. So
Okay.
you can definitely get there. So go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. 15.
15 definitely does hit. So go ahead and make your
Okay.
roll your damage.
I need a D6.
I got D6 right here.
I got it.
1.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you, though.
Sean is very superstitious about his dice.
I'm getting more superstitious.
Gosh.
6, so 8 damage.
Nice. Woo. All right. So this time, your bite definitely sinks in deep as you snap off one of his arms. You see him looking at you. His eyes are wide as he drops the gun. You see just this white terracotta hole. And you look inside, and it's just hollow as he's just staring at you. Is that going to end your turn?
Can I still pick up the gun in my mouth?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to do that, and then end my turn.
Okay. Broomy.
Okay, so I'm still at the mushroom guy.
Yes.
And is there any gnomes still around me?
There's one.
One gnome. And what is this gnome?
The last in the column.
And this gnome is carrying...
He was carrying the longsword. He no longer is, as it is now stuck in a large mushroom man.
Okay, well, I'm going to do another batter up on the mushroom man.
Okay.
But I'm going to aim for that sword that's still in his body.
Okay.
So I'm going to just kind of whack at it and hopefully send it in a little deeper.
Okay, I got you. All right, so why don't you go ahead and now? Are you going to take the attack of opportunity from the gnome? Because he is within melee range of you.
And he's running away.
No, he's within melee range of you this round.
And so if he does run
So you're in melee range of the mushroom man and one gnome.
I thought that gnome ran away. You said he said he dropped the sword and then he ran away.
His next round he'll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, duh.
So I'm gonna. So, an attack opportunity. That's just something that happens once he runs. Like it won't eat up anything.
Once you leave his melee range,
He's gonna attack you.
he can attack you
Oh,
with his reaction.
So I'm further away from the mushroom creature.
No, you're within melee range of both.
Both.
So I was just gonna attack the mushroom creature.
Yeah, but you want to use batter up.
Yeah.
Batter up, I believe, takes.
No, the battering ram takes the movement.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you're right. I'm
Batter
sorry.
up, it's just a melee attack. I'm just gonna swing at
Go
that
for
sword.
He yelled at me.
Wow.
Batter up.
10 plus C. What was it? Trying to look for it. Not 11.
+1 to attack.
So only 11.
11. Unfortunately, no. You missed the sword entirely. But is that gonna end your turn?
There's not much else I can do.
All
I'm
right.
just gonna stay there.
All right, Broomy. Next up are the gnomes. Nomenclature unknown. Right, so. Okay. 9. Does 9 hit Broomy?
9 does not hit Broomy.
All right, so you see the giant humanoid mushroom creature take a swipe. Just claws right deep into the earth, but completely misses you. The other gnome is going to take your attack of opportunity and go for the long sword. So athletics check of 8. So it grabs the hilt, but it can't drag it.
Yeah, and then we'll see if I hit him once
Go
he
for it.
passes. No, 9.
9? Yeah, unfortunately 9 misses. Next up, Kohl. I'm sorry, Tycho. You see desperation in this gnome's eyes.
Oh.
Natural 20.
Oh!
As it just yells, ah! It attacks you with one arm. Let's see.
What's this gonna like ping off of it? It's gonna do like a minor dent.
Yeah.
It's like big dink.
So you take 10 points of terracotta damage
Terracotta damage.
as it hits you with an unexpected flourish of strength. You kind of detect
Ouch.
that it's the last desperate attempt from this gnome. But it does manage to hit you. So Griffith, you... 16?
Yeah.
16 hits. As you take 6 points of damage.
Ouch.
And we've got Nox. 17.
Yep.
Natural 5 misses. 16.
Yep.
Okay, so 2 hits from the gnomes. So 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you feel these tiny little terracotta fists hitting you on your calves, as it were. But that is going to end their turn. Oh, the mushroom missed. Okay, so next up, Nox.
Alright, so I'm gonna do like a stomping, like where they're at my shins, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just kind of like stomp on the ground with my claws.
Okay.
Natural 20.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll double the dice.
Ooh, D8.
Mm-hmm. 14.
14. Oof. Nice. Yeah, I will say you cleave his hat clean off of his head. Just seeing the empty void of this terracotta gnome, garden gnome. Well done. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes.
Griffith,
Yay.
you're up.
So the gnome in front of me, he didn't try to run or anything, he just attacked me, right?
He just attacked you.
Okay. So, I'm going to... Since I have the frostband dagger, right?
You do have the frostbrand dagger.
So I'm going to attack him with the frostband dagger.
Go for it. Remember, you're not attuned to it, though.
Yeah.
So it's just regular dagger damage.
What's dagger damage?
1d4.
1d4.
Plus your dexterity mod.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Hold on. I gotta roll over here. I need to roll good. Oh, yeah. And for a dagger, what do I add to
It's going to be your dex mod.
Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 modified to hit.
That's a hit.
Sweet. And that's 1d4. Seven damage total for that attack. Booyah.
All right.
That will end my turn.
So, you see this terracotta gnome just crack and fall to dust. Well done. All right, so yeah, there's one less gnome to deal with. Nox, Griffith, Tycho.
So do they have both of Kohl's pistols?
One has one and one has the other.
Okay. So the one in front of me that I just attacked last round,
Mhm.
I'm going to attack him again.
Go for it.
7.
You missed? Okay. Alright, next up is Broomy.
So I'm still facing down mushroom guy.
Yes. And
So-
one gnome.
I thought that gnome ran off.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I missed him on his way past.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
Took your
aim
attack
for
roll,
this.
basically.
I'm gonna aim for the sword again.
Go for it.
Batter up.
Pair up.
10.
10. Unfortunately misses.
Oh, I'm having bad luck. Too.
So, yeah, 2 swipes, but you missed the sword. Is that going to end your turn?
Well, there's nothing much else I can do. So.
Alright. Next up, Nomenclature Unknown.
So funny.
Natural 7.
Ouch.
So the mushroom beast tries to grab Broomy, but Broomy's just too fast. Next up is the gnome with the sword. Natural 1.
Oh, again. Yes.
Who is he swinging for anyway?
What does he do? What
What,
does he
what
do with
happened
the
this
sword?
time?
He's now prone as he slips in the mud. Yeah, no kidding. Golly. All right, so the one facing Tycho, natural 5. As a little terracotta fist comes, he just kind of bounces off of your armor. We indeed. And then you've got 3 on you. 12?
Nope.
12?
Nope.
13?
Nope.
So they're all trying to hit you. Some of them are hitting you, but they're just kind of glancing blows. They're not doing much damage. They're completely ineffective. But they are fierce little terracotta warriors.
So as I look down, I kind of like make a scoff, like a with my teeth showing,
Sure.
and the shrunken head hanging from one tooth.
He's probably commenting on this entire thing and probably making fun of all of the gnomes.
Oh, he's not shut up.
It's like, you gnomes stink.
Jackass.
Yes. All right, so next up is going to be Nox.
So again, I'm gonna kind of like do like this stomping action.
Sure, go for it.
$11.
That unfortunately misses.
Yeah.
All right, next up is going to be Griffith.
Perfect.
So you've just completely disassembled this gnome that you were fighting with inside, and you've got the dagger. You've got the Frostbrand dagger.
Sweet.
Now, looking toward the exit, you see Tycho, and he is in a battle to the death with one garden gnome who looks pretty rough.
It takes an action to go stealth, right?
No.
No? So I'm gonna stealth.
Okay.
Such dramatic music. For
Yeah, it's freaking amazing. This is so awesome. 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
You think you're pretty hidden.
So I'm gonna go towards the gnome that's attacking Tycho,
Sure.
and I'm going to attack him from behind with the Frostbrand dagger.
Okay.
So roll for that.
I will say his passive perception is lower than that 10 that you rolled on your stealth roll.
Oh, okay.
So, if you were a rogue, you would get sneak attack damage.
Would I get
But you would get advantage
on the
on your roll, on your
the
attack roll.
roll?
On your
Okay.
attack roll, yes.
Oh,
So
sweet.
you get to roll twice.
Oh, let me roll again then. Because I rolled pretty bad on that first one, actually.
Oh, that's better.
But I still don't hit.
What is it?
It's a 9.
9 unfortunately misses.
Yeah.
You see Griffith, Tycho, you see him kind of pop out of the shadows with the Frostbrand dagger and go, ah! And just completely miss the terracotta gnome. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes, that will end my
Tycho,
turn.
you can answer.
I'm taking another bite.
Go for it.
13.
13. Fortunately, just misses. As you continue your You're mauling. At least you're trying to maul.
You're trying to. Yeah.
Next up is going to be Broomy. Stuck between a mushroom man
Nothing.
and
Just a
nothing.
mushroom.
Mushroom.
So I'm gonna try and attack this hit the sword again, hoping to do some damage.
Go for it.
Come on, actually hit him this time. No.
What'd you roll? 8? Yeah, unfortunately. You've taken 3 swipes at the sword, and you've missed all 3 times. Next up is actually going to be natural 4 for the mushroom creature.
So we're we're like compatriots and missing. It's like we're companions.
You know
It's
what
like
I
watching
picture?
amateur boxers fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like watching a boxer fight where
So
they're
this-
trying to.
So yeah, the
Shoot each
Myconid misses its attack. Natural 1 on Nox. 10
Nope.
misses. That's natural 10 misses. So again, you feel the thud of these tiny little fists on the calves of your legs, but you're just kind of looking down like, eh. Next up is going to be the one that was fighting Broomy is going to join the other 3 that are attacking you. Natural 3. God, I am rolling like crap today. 18 on the one Griffith and Tycho are fighting. Does that hit?
Who is he
You,
attacking?
Griffin?
Me?
Griffin?
Yeah, he hits me.
He is not armed, literally and figuratively.
He's one-handed.
Yeah. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I'm gonna die soon.
Uh-oh. All right. And that is actually going to end their turn. So, Nox, you're up.
So again, I'm doing kind of like this stomping action, almost like trying to get rid of a pest.
Sure.
You know.
Go ahead and roll.
Nine.
Well, remember that one on his last attack was prone, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So you get advantage.
Oh.
Oh, the guy who slipped in the mud.
Yeah, that's right.
He rolled a 1 on his attack.
Natural 20.
Oh, advantage saves the day.
Go ahead and roll that double damage.
$13.
13.
Dang.
Would have been nice if it was 2 8s.
All right,
Hey,
so
man, 13's
you
still
come
great.
down with what? Your tail or your claw?
My claw.
Your claw. You just kind of rake right down his face. You just see the claw going deep into the terracotta and just kind of ripping it apart as you go down his body. And you see him go, ah! Just being completely shredded. He looks pretty rough. Second in your turn?
Yep.
All right, Griffith.
So, how close am I to Tycho? I'm right next to him.
You're right next to him.
Okay.
You're both within melee range of this garden gnome.
Arg! Tycho, open the hold! And I prepare to like throw the dagger, put the dagger into his like little thing.
Yeah, so I pop it open.
Panel? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Arg! And I just toss the dagger into there. Seal the hold!
All right.
Okay.
And that's going to take your action.
Yeah. So I will end my turn there.
Okay. Well done. Next up is going to be Tycho.
Okay.
Let's see if you can land one.
Yeah, I've landed.
You're
one.
rolling as bad as I am.
I think everybody's kind of rolling bad. Like,
Except Terra.
Yeah.
Or Nox.
Nox.
Not +4, man.
11.
Oh no!
11.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, yeah, your bite can't find purchase. Broomy, you are out there. It's literally you against this giant Myconid.
Yeah. And see if I could just do the same thing, and hopefully I hit him this time.
Go for it.
Come on. No. This seriously, no.
You missed.
7.
7 unfortunately misses. Now it's actually nomenclature unknown. It's their turn. So 4 now on Nox. As one uses half its movement to get up. 11.
Nope.
Natural 1.
Oh!
Natural 8. Natural 1. So
God.
Are 2 of them on the ground?
no,
please say?
no. That's not what happens. So
It's even worse.
no.
I hope to God they puncture themselves on the claw.
No, I
Oh,
think it would be
fun.
funnier if they were like trying to hit you and they end up in their own boxing match,
Yeah.
punching each other in the face.
Actually, the one that got up that you had slammed into the ground, he got up. He missed with a punch. He hit one of his terracotta friends, and his terracotta friend attacking you, hit the other gnome and killed him.
Oops.
Oh, very Three Stooges
as they
like-
now start to melee amongst each other. All right, so
It's too much.
So, we've got the Myconid. Still has to attack. Natural 1. Oh! I will say this. I'll say there is a chance he's got to make a dex save. If he doesn't, he slips and further impales himself on the sword.
Slip.
A natural 17.
Ah.
Yeah. So he manages to keep his balance and not fall, but you do see the sword still sticking out. But he completely misses you with his attack. So, Tycho and this one-armed gnome, he says, "I've had it with you! Die!" 12.
To hit?
Yeah.
It does hit.
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Okay. And that's going to end their turn. Nox, you're up. As you now see shatters of one terracotta gnome.
So I kind
You
of
hear them kind of arguing amongst each other.
I kind of look back and just kind of observe for a little bit
Sure.
and just kind of like shake my big head like this is what war mom feels like. And again, but this time I'm actually going to use a bite attack.
Okay.
So while they're arguing, I'm just going to start chomping.
Okay. You had to roll bad eventually. Eventually. 7 unfortunately misses. As you just miss. Next up, Griffith.
Ready for it?
Go for it.
Gonna use the action to produce my poop.
Okay. So you quickly unhitched your overalls and get into the crouching monkey position,
Alright.
and you push. It's healthy. And you Tycho, see this. He's pooping.
Really? That's the most effective use of your time right now.
It will be next turn. Just wait for it.
Good thing I can't smell. Alright.
Alright, so that takes your action.
Hold on. Is the one that they're fighting, is that the one with the hat that's gone?
No, it's the one armed.
Damn.
It's got one arm.
I destroyed the hat.
Yeah.
That would have been so funny if you crapped right into it.
Oh no.
Kobe! Yeah.
3 points.
Alright, so that is going to take your turn, Griffith. Psycho.
Alright. Second natural 20 of the day. I can feel it.
No.
11 again.
Yeah, unfortunately that misses. It's a big miss-a-thon between Tycho and this gnome.
You know, I'm giving him a head start.
Yeah,
That's all.
that makes sense. Alright, next up is going to be Broomy.
Broomy is once again gonna try and swing at that sword.
All right, go for it.
Try to plunge it in even more. Come on. No.
Nope.
6.
Unfortunately, it misses.
Ouch.
You stop. All right. Unfortunately, that I didn't say anything. All right. So unfortunately, that misses. Next up is nomenclature unknown. Natural 6 against Broomy. I need to burn this dice.
I know what you mean. I've tried every single.
Natural 3 against Tycho.
I tried every single D20 and they all rolled like
Oh
crap.
man, I'm rolling like crap today. Natural 10. 18. 10. 16. So 2 hits. Okay.
Because there's 3 of them left, right?
There's 3 of them left, yes. Oh, so it's just 1 hit, I'm sorry.
Okay.
8 points of terracotta damage.
Terracotta.
But the rest of their punches seem, for the most part, very ineffectual. However, you do see one getting ready to aim at Broomy from a distance with Kohl's second gun. As he looks like he's kind of got the butt end of the gun planted in the mud. He's kind of maneuvering it towards Broomy's direction. So that is going to end Nomenclature Unknown's turn. Next up, Nox.
So that one's right by me, right?
Yes.
That was,
Mhm.
So I'm going to use a tail attack to kind of swoop him.
Sure.
Natural 19.
That's a hit.
$10.
All right, 10 points. All right. Okay, is that going to your turn?
Yep.
Griffith. It is your turn.
Poop in hand.
Poop in hand. You now have a steaming pile of monkey poo in your hand.
So, I'm not gonna throw it. I'm literally just gonna shove it in his face. I'm just gonna smash it into his face and just smear it.
Okay. I'll give you advantage on this attack.
Yes.
Go ahead and make your
Hold
attack
on,
roll.
are you like swooping in with a pile of shit?
And just bah!
I think
Alright,
it's-
smash
I
it.
think he's on the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on the floor. I'm not
Yeah.
flying. I'm
just
standing on the
standing
floor,
there.
and I'm just gonna shove it into his face.
Go for it.
Oh lord.
As hard as I can. Well, that's
That
a
one's a
cock.
cock dice.
So let me reroll that. So I'm gonna put this in. 14.
14 just makes it.
Woo! Yes.
So you pick up your feces and you approach this guard gnome, and it sees you, and it only has one arm, so it hoists the one arm that it has, and it goes ah, but ineffectual. You are able to kind of get a good smear, a good coat of monkey poo on its face.
Yeah.
Is that gonna end your turn?
Yes, I just gotta end my turn.
Tycho, you have advantage on this attack,
Is
as it is completely blinded and cannot see you.
if I were to move, can he
Take
still
an attack
take
of
an,
opportunity?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I look at Griffin and I say, why don't you finish that one off? I'm not touching it. And I bound towards the one that has the other gun.
Sure.
Is he within?
He's more towards where Terra is, or Nox is.
How far away is he?
You can use all your regular movement. You'd get right about 10 feet away from it.
Okay. Is there an enemy that's closer?
The Myconid.
Okay.
A large mushroom humanoid that Broomy is tangling with the sword kind of jutting out of it.
And I can get to him
Oh, yeah.
with regular movement?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll move to him and make a bite attack on him.
Go for it. Tycho quickly scrabbles through the hole. It's just barely tight enough for you to squeeze through, but you're able to.
17.
17 is a hit.
Finally, yes.
3 damage.
3 damage. Hey, man, take it.
It's damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell as Tycho runs. I told you it's a great idea!
All right. Is that gonna end your turn, Tycho?
Yes.
All right, Broomy.
So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna see if I can aim for that sword and just punch
You
it.
are hell bent on
I am.
hitting that sword.
Oh, it was so close.
It's a natural 20.
so close
It
to a natural
rolled right
20.
off.
9.
Unfortunately, it misses.
It was right there.
As you hear, as you hear, nice swing 4 times, jackass.
In my mind, I'm like, remind me to batter up you later.
All right, so
You could do like a punching bag since he's hanging out my tooth.
yeah, so let's see the Myconid natural 19 on Tycho. I believe that's a hit. Yes. Okay. Some damage here. 3, 4, 5 points of bludgeoning damage as this kind of surprisingly rigid, organic, mushroom plant-like fist hits you in the metallic portions of your body. Next up, we've got 3 on you. 16?
Yep.
13?
Yep.
Modified 20. So that's 2 hits. 4 damage. And 8 damage. Okay. And last one is going to be a very blinded gnome. And it's got poop smeared on his face, 1 arm. He goes, "How dare you disrespect nomenclature unknown!" As he takes an attack with disadvantage. Natural 1 and an 18. Natural 1 stands. So he misses you, and he's now prone and blinded for the next round. And that's going to end their round. Oh, no. Yeah, that's going to end their round. All right, so Nox, you're up.
Okay, so
You see one leveling that firearm.
and again I'm gonna like smack it with my tail again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
He's having quite a hard time handling that gun.
14.
14 is a hit. Roll damage.
Maybe, yeah.
Nine.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Next up, Griffith.
Perfect. I'm going to pick the gnome up, and I'm going to fly out the window with him.
Make an athletics check.
I get advantage, right?
Yes, you do get advantage because he's prone and blind.
Yay. Ah, damn. Well, 9.
9. All right. Well,
Yeah.
it's a contested athletics check. So
Roll up.
not natural 13.
Yep.
So you are unable to get a good grip on him as your plan has backfired on you, and now you are having to navigate trying to grab this terracotta gnome with a nice smear of poop. Your hands are sliding off of his body.
Yeah.
All right, so is that going to end your turn?
That took my action, so...
Yep.
Yeah, nothing. Nope.
Okay. Tycho,
All right. I'm just gonna keep attacking this guy.
go for it.
Another bite. Natural 20.
That's a hit.
There it is.
Booyah.
Then it's double damage.
Double the dice.
Double damage. Yeah.
So 12 damage total.
12 damage. Ooh,
Dang, dude.
totally. You take a huge chunk of fleshy organic mushroom material out of its leg. Kind of like looks at you. Is that gonna end your turn?
Yep.
Well done, man. That was a good round. Broomy,
Okay.
you see a
Same.
fresh wound. You see kind of like this this green, almost like a chlorophyll, but kind of flows like blood almost, coming out of this wound that Tycho has just inflicted.
Yeah, I'm still gonna aim for that sword.
I knew that you would.
4. Welcome to 4.
It's a miss. It is a miss. 5 times around now? All right.
He's like, don't remind me.
Yeah. Next, nomenclature. Unknown. Where's my dice? Dice unknown. Natural 9 as you guys hear a firearm being discharged. It whizzes right past Broomy, but doesn't hit. You just hear it crack a window by the greenhouse. 12?
Nope.
Natural 20.
Oui.
$13?
Nope.
No, 13 points of
Oh.
damage.
Yep.
All right, and now the Myconid. Natural 5 on Broomy as this mushroom humanoid attacks. And now we've got a poop-smeared garden gnome fighting for its life with a natural 5 against Griffith. And that is actually going to end their turn. Nox, you're up.
I'm just curious, would I be able to sit on them? Would that be considered an attack since I'm like 2,000 pounds?
Yeah, I'll say you can. They'll be considered restrained. And you can. I'll say you can take 2 of them.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so make your attack roll.
$15?
15 hits. All right, so you see 2 of them, you line them up, and you plop down on them. Is one of them the one with the gun?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just see kind of like the gun sticking out from under your rear, still clutched in its hand. Well done. And you just kind of feel like squirming and wiggling. You hear a very muffled yell from beneath you. Well done. But they will be considered restrained. Next up is Griffith.
Is he still blinded?
Yes, he's still blinded. He's not taken action to remove
The
the smear.
so
The schmear.
where is he in relation to the window?
He's pretty close to the window. He's pretty close to a window, but the windows are higher up.
The open window, the one she crashed through.
Oh, that's more toward the right, about 10 feet up and 5 feet. No, 10 feet away, 5 feet up.
What would be considered acrobatics to send him flying through the window?
Well, you have to grab him,
So it'd be athletics and then...
so it'd be athletics.
What about an acrobatic check? Like something I can do acrobatically wise to send him. Like I want to fly really fast and send him through the window.
You don't have him though.
Yeah, but like kicking wise, I want to like.
Oh, the window is far too high.
Okay. So I'm going to. Yeah, so I'm gonna attempt to grab him again.
Go for it. You've got disadvantage. Well, no, you've got advantage.
Advantage.
He's blind.
Okay.
Okay.
14.
7. So he tries to get his hand up to kind of, fight off your grapple, but it's too much. He's one-handed and he is blinded. So you now have him in your hand. So you can take movement.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take movement out the window.
Okay. So make an athletics check to get him up off the ground.
So 15.
15? Yeah, you are able to lift him up off the ground. You feel him struggling and you hear him, "You cannot restrain Nomenclature unknown, except for this one time where you cheated with the poo.
Arg!
Alright, so that's going to end your turn?
Yes.
Alright, so you can go as far high as you want. You've got 30 feet of movement, so.
All the way up.
All the way up? Okay.
All the way up.
And up and out?
Yeah, so out the window and up as high as I can go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be all the way in the sky floating above the battle.
Okay. Alright, Tycho.
All right, another bite on this
Go
one.
for
it. Modified 20.
Modified 20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
You're the only one having that luck.
7 damage.
Alright.
I was kind of kick
As you take another very large, sizable chunk. Alright, well done. Who do we have next? Broomy?
Yep. Come on, I'm aiming for that sword.
You're aiming for the sword, yes.
I want to drive it deep.
We've got 5 missed attacks. I'm counting.
Finally!
Yay!
13 to 14.
Okay, that hits.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
I
And
just
I'll
picture
go
like
ahead and roll.
a pool.
So I'm
you
aiming
know,
for like
pool
this
stick.
because you said it's kind of sticking out.
Yes,
right?
yes it is.
So I'm aiming for like the bottom. You know the bottom of the hilt.
Yep, the
I'm
hilt.
going to go whack.
Okay.
See, 4 plus 1, so it's 5.
Alright.
It's like a pool stick. You just go.
And then kind of I probably just wedge that thing in deep.
It goes deeper. It goes to the hilt. You see it come out the other side of the mic in it as it kind of looks down and looks behind it. And you can swear you hear it say, "Finally." Is that going to end your turn?
Yes.
All right.
Like a broom had a face, it would make like a real sour face right now.
Sure. All right.
He's like give it
So,
the world's biggest frown.
yeah. Natural 6 on Broomy as it takes its arm and tries to just give you a forearm attack and completely misses.
That sword.
Broomy ducking underneath.
That sword is holding it back.
All right, so you've got 1 gnome. You've got 2 restraints, so 1 gnome makes an attack on Nox. 12?
Nope.
So, as you're sitting down very satisfied with yourself, you've got 1 gnome hitting you with its fist on the side, saying, "Get off! My friends, we are villains! We are nomenclature unknown! How dare you disrespect us with your reptilian anus!" And he's just kind of going on and on and on as he's trying to beat you, but no effect. Next up is the guy that you have. And he's holding on. He's just holding on for dear life. At this point, he knows just falling to the ground is a death sentence. So he's just gonna hold on to you. Nox, you're up.
So, where is this one in comparison to me?
He's to your
sitting?
left.
I know what you should do. You should fart on the 2 underneath.
Oh!
That's a bonus action. Sure.
Yes! And
I
I had some weird salmon stuff going on.
Sure. Okay. They take 1 point of psychic then. All right. So you've got 1 to the left of you.
So I'm gonna just kind of kick it with my left foot
Okay.
with my claws.
With disadvantage because you're prone.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, 14.
14 barely hits.
God. 5.
5. All right. That gonna end your turn?
Yep.
Griffith.
So I'm gonna just fly in the circle as fast as I can,
Uh huh.
and first I'm gonna go up
Okay.
10 feet,
Okay.
I would say.
So you're about now. If you go up an additional 10 feet, you're about 30 feet in the air now.
And how close am I to the mushroom?
You could be another 10 feet over. You would be right over him.
All right, I'm gonna go 10 feet over him
Okay.
to get to him, and then go up another 10 feet.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fly in the circle as fast as I can and just chuck the gnome at the mushroom.
Okay. He's gonna make an athletics check to hold on to your overalls
Okay.
as you chuck him. Okay, 9. Let's make this contested.
Alright. Is advantage still a thing or no?
I would say not now. No.
No. Okay. You said you rolled a 9?
9.
Oh my god!
10.
10. All right. So
Natural
you
10.
kind of line him up. He knows exactly what you're doing. Frantically, he tries to grab for your overalls, and you kind of bat his arm away. You look at him. Is there anything you'd like to say before you drop him?
Bombs away, motherfucker!
Arg.
So you see him. It's like slow motion. You see him kind of fall with one arm. It's almost like Hans Gruber at the end of Die Hard. He's falling. I'll kill you, and he falls on the mic, and it. Well done.
Booyah.
So that's 1 down. Another 1 down.
But,
All right. So Dagon, in your turn.
yes.
Does the
Tycho.
mic in it have poop on it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Particles, I suppose.
Did having a gnome drop out
It is a mushroom, so I could argue the point that it gives it health even.
Well, yeah,
That's
technically.
true. It is a mushroom.
All right, so you see out of nowhere, you see this gnome just drop and shatter on top of the mic, and I'll even do damage for that.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. 9 points of damage. As the mic and it kind of go, looks up and he sees Griffith flying.
Oh.
All right. So, Tycho.
So I would like to, after seeing the same gnome I was trying to avoid attacking earlier, crash into this thing. I'm going to disengage
Sure.
and take movement to get up to. Are there any gnomes that are not restrained over there?
There's one by Knox.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get right up to that one,
Okay.
and in my turn.
Okay. Cool. Next up is going to be Broomy.
Okay, this time I'm gonna attack the top of its head. It's gonna go whack.
All right.
Just
go for it.
one firm whack on top of the head. 17.
That hits. Gonna roll damage.
Let's see what it's going to say. That is 5.
5. Nice, dude. All right. So is that gonna end your turn?
Yes, it is.
Gnomes, nomenclature unknown. This mic in it is going to try to attack you with a forearm. Natural 5.
Yay.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Natural 9 against Nox, as you see this completely ineffectual gnome attacking and just hitting this raptor that's sitting very casually in the field of battle, and he's just still jabbing at you. You'll never defeat nomenclature unknown.
I'm just gonna yawn.
All right, and I've got 2 restrained, and that's it. Nox, you're up.
So, I'm curious, if I were to like wag my tail and like kind of like shimmy myself, would that be squishing them further? Dang it. So I'm just gonna keep them restrained
Sure.
and again with my left claw, well, my left foot.
Sure. Disadvantage because you're prone. You're considered prone.
13.
13 unfortunately misses.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Griffith.
What am I gonna do? So I'm 40 feet in the air.
You're 40 feet in the air. You see Tycho quickly disengage to get at the other gnome that is essentially harassing Nox.
Shoot. Okay.
And Broomy's a man apart fighting this Myconid.
So I'm gonna take 20 feet of movement, and I'm going to use my action to produce another steaming pile of
Midair? A midair poop?
Yeah. I'm gonna a midair poop, and I'm gonna So I'm gonna use my action to do that.
Disadvantage. You can poop, but I don't know if that you'll be able to hold on to it while flying in midair.
Yeah. What mods did I add to this?
This is just going to be an athletics check.
Okay.
What's your roll?
Natural 1.
Natural 1. All right, so you quickly undo your overalls as you see another opportunity to create havoc on the battlefield. Continuing to fly, you put your hands where you think the payload will be delivered, but the payload had a lot of fiber for breakfast this morning, and it just kind of slips right through your finger a little faster than you predicted. It's almost watery. It's gross. And you guys see on the field of battle, just fall in the sky. Poop. Poop reigns supreme. Is that gonna end your turn?
I was just gonna go use the last 10 feet of movement to go back up to 30 feet.
Okay.
And wait there.
Sounds good. Next up, Tycho.
Okay, I'm gonna bite at this gnome in front of me.
Go for it.
8. Back to that.
Unfortunately, yes, you missed the gnome. You actually get a little bit of it, but it just kind of scrapes harmlessly on its shell. Next up, Broomy.
Okay, just gonna whack it again.
Go for it.
Right upside the head.
Cock that. Risky.
Nope, that's only 8.
8, unfortunately, misses. As nomenclature unknown, it's their turn. Cock die. Natural 8 to Tycho on the gnome that you've attacked that's next to Nox. As his attention now goes from Nox to Tycho. He says, "Come on, you big metal bastard! Come get nomenclature unknown!" So the Myconid is going to natural fucking 6 against Broomy. I'm throwing this dice away after the session. As it misses you with a forearm, you just kind of lower yourself and it just passes harmlessly over you. I'm going to try and make natural 20. Natural 8. So you feel one of the gnomes that you're sitting on top of making its way out. Almost kind of burrowing. They are garden gnomes after all. It's making its way. It'll be out next round. The start of its next round. It's making its way out toward the gun side where it dropped the gun after you sat on it. So, but that's gonna end their turn. So Nox.
So I'm gonna use half my movement to get up,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna grab the gun in my teeth.
Okay. So as soon as you get up, you hear one of them say, "I did that! I muscled her off because I'm nomenclature unknown!" Alright, so you, why don't you go make an athletics check? To grab the gun. Let's make this a sleight of mouth check.
Yes.
19.
19. So quickly you grab the gun in your hand, in your mouth. So you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Griffith.
So.
And for your edification, the tank is empty.
Yeah, kind of figured at this point. So I'm gonna take my full movement,
Sure.
fly down 30 feet to above the mushroom, and take a bite attack.
Go for it.
And this uses, melee.
Yes, it is melee. So it's your roll plus your strength mod.
Which is -1, so not that
Minus one
good.
of your roll. What'd you roll?
Cock die, thank
Okay,
God,
okay.
because it was almost a 1.
Oh, okay.
Let me roll over here. It was like mixed between it was like almost. The box looks too. Okay. There
Oh
we
my
go.
lord.
It's 15.
15 is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Thank God for cock dice.
It was almost a 3, and it was almost a 1.
I got lucky twice in a row. So 1.
1 point of damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I don't know what. Oh yeah, 1.
Okay. All right. So, Tycho, you hear the flapping of wings above this. Oh no, Brumi, you hear the flapping of wings above this myconid, and from almost like a dive bombing position, you see Griffith. Is there something you'd like to say, like pirate, like "Avast ye matey," and then bite?
I would say that I don't know how to word it in pirate speak. But like, you know how they
Pirate
swing
speak is a legitimate language.
Yeah,
It's hard to think of.
Yeah, it's like hard to think. You know how they swing in on the rope? You know, like pirates, they swing in on the rope, but
Tally-ho.
there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Tally ho! As I come in and bite him.
Very good. Tycho, you're up.
Another bite on this one.
Go for it. Can you make it?
Yes, I can. I don't know if I will. 18.
That's a hit. Go and roll damage.
8 damage.
Nice, dude. All right. So your metallic teeth bite deep, and you see cracks in its terracotta shell as you squeeze down. Is that gonna end your turn?
Yes.
All right, Brumi,
Okay, there's more swinging
go for it.
right on top of the head. So 16.
16 hits. Go and roll damage.
5.
5. All right. So you hit it. You see a little bit of its organic plant form just kind of fly right off with the force of your hit. It's looking pretty rough. Is that gonna end your turn?
Yes.
All right. Next up, it's gonna take one last natural fucking 5 at Brumi.
It's either going to be a 5 or a 6 for you.
Or 1.
Or a 1.
Natural 7 on Tycho. Okay, and 11 on you, as the one has now burrowed completely out and is attacking you. So it just completely ineffective, just kind of bounces off you. So that is going to end their turn. Next up, it's going to be Nox.
If I were to kind of jump in the air and slam myself down, would that technically be an attack of opportunity, or?
As long as you don't leave the threat range.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to like jump up in the air and kind of like slam my claws down.
Sure.
$13.
13, unfortunately, just misses. Next up is going to be Griffith.
Alright. So, I'm going to continue to attack the mushroom creature
Go
in
for
front
it.
of me. I'm trying to roll that here if I get it.
Withdrawal.
14.
14, unfortunately, misses. Is that going to end your turn?
Yes, that will
Okay.
end my turn.
As Griffith's little monkey hands do not find purchase. Tycho, you're up.
Another one to the gnome. 17.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
3.
All right. You're literally and figuratively chipping away.
Yep.
All right. Next up is going to be Bruni. This multicolored mushroom humanoid form is kind of swaying, almost like a boxer that's been punched one too many times but refuses to drop.
No.
5?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you miss. That gonna end your turn?
Yes.
All right. It is going to take an attack on Brumi. 12.
No.
No.
I am 13.
I am
That's
13.
insult to injury.
Natural 20 on Nox. And a natural 3 on Tycho. Alright, so. That's a pretty good roll. So 14 points of bludgeoning terracotta damage. As the one that has escaped wants his gun. And he's going to get his gun because he is nomenclature unknown. And that is actually going to end their turn. Nox, you're up.
How far away is Tycho to me, or is he right next to me?
Tycho's right next to you.
So, hold on. How would I do this? Open the hatch.
Shall I open the hatch?
Sure.
I'm gonna drop the gun into
Oh, okay.
the hatch.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and just make this a sleight of mouth check?
It's throwing me off so bad.
Sorry.
Remember, you have me to thank for that, not him.
Sure.
14.
14. All right. So it hits on the edge of your form, but falls into the dimension void
Okay.
that is there. All right. So is that gonna end your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Griffith.
I'm actually going to disengage and take 30 feet toward Nox and Tycho are.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
gonna burn your action,
Yeah,
but you absolutely get there.
sweet.
Okay.
So, and then that's it.
All right. Tycho.
Biting again. 14 against the gnome.
That's a hit.
Okay.
So gonna roll damage.
6 damage.
6 damage. Again, you're chipping away. You see the look of desperation on its painted-on eyes as they shift left to right. Almost in his mind, you see him almost looking for an exit strategy, as desperation now is apparent. Broomy, you're up.
Okay. Once again, just a whack attack.
Go for it.
That's a cock die, sorry.
There you go.
It's still 19.
Whack attack indeed. Roll damage.
5.
All right.
Damage.
Describe Broomy's moment of victory for me.
Yay!
As you fell, this myconid.
So instead of just doing a simple whack, he's gonna fly up and he's gonna turn himself vertical and just go
Nice.
right to his head.
Nice. And you see this myconid now with just like the bottom of a broom sticking out of the top of his head as it just kind of like is swaying from left to right, and it finally falls. Well done. That's gonna end your turn, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna try and move, cause I'm gonna move over to where all the gnomes are fighting them.
All right, no problem. All right. Next up is nomenclature unknown.
What's left of them?
And we give up. We give up. We are nomenclature unknown, and we declare this to be a draw.
Don't you mean a victory?
No, a draw. We must save face, for we are nomenclature unknown.
You're a bunch of gnomes.
No!
Saving face is not exactly your strong suit.
Arg, that cuts deep to the
We're
bone.
leaving now.
Wait a second. How about you tell us where to find the guy that hired you?
Let's make him walk the plank.
No,
Yes.
I can't do that.
Well, you either do that and get to leave, or you don't get to leave.
All I know is it was some guy like a clown. He thought it'd be funny. That's all I know.
Does anybody know a clown?
Nomenclature unknown does not know the true identity of this clown.
Like, do we have all of our weapons?
You have.
Okay.
All of us. Tycho, the hold. All the weapons in the hold.
Are they all in there now? Because
They can be.
Okay. Oh, the sword is still.
Sword, the daggers.
Yeah. Okay. So I have one of the daggers. I know
Put
that.
one dagger in there.
Yeah, the frostbrand daggers in there.
Okay.
One
I put our
dagger.
daggers now.
Dagger.
Two
Yeah.
guns.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's in there now.
So let's collect all ye weapons.
So do we intend to let these things go?
You must. We
Nay.
have to be in front of the bugbear bank of Baldur's Gate before sunup.
Walk ye plank.
So I just kind of like fake them out. I just like run towards the gnome like full speed and pretend like I'm just gonna take a bite at him.
Sure.
Just get like this close to his face.
So you see he's... Please don't bite my head off.
I'm gonna get really low and like wag my tail and show my teeth.
It's a draw?
No,
No.
it's a win.
No!
but you can.
It's a win for us. Make him walk the plank.
No!
I don't think there's a plank here. but
But they must walk the plank.
your point stands. They must walk the plank.
Aye. Arrgh.
Alright, we'll walk a plank if that's what you want. Somebody get a piece of wood and put it on the floor and I'll walk on it. If that will
Is there a
satisfy...
piece of wood here?
if that will satisfy the terms of this draw.
Enough.
From the roof.
Enough.
Ah.
See, now you're thinking, yeah, you should walk the plank off the roof.
No, you should walk the plank from the roof.
So
So you fall to your
you
death.
see him kind of take a step away. It is a draw. And he just kind of like takes one step away.
Get out of our sights.
Yes.
You come after
Yes.
your mothers, I will kill you.
I won't. I won't.
But we won.
It was a draw.
Won.
We won.
Nomenclature unknown.
It was a loss.
Time for you to get lost.
So you see the three remaining run as quickly as they possibly can. Well done, guys. You've recovered all the weapons for Valor's Ransom.
We won.
Yeah. Well done.
If I could bro high five all of you, I have pause. So
All right. So you guys make it back to the manor. And as the sun creeps up over the horizon, dawn's first light now awakens the citizens of Baldur's Gate. And that's where we'll end today's adventure. Well done, guys. Well done. The first
That was
companion adventure of Valor's Ransom.
Yeah,
and
that
their
was
pets.
cool.
That was
that was
beautiful.
really cool.
That was awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to our podcast and this music. And other than that, be amazing, play D&D, and love each other. Good night, guys.
Good night.
That was fun.
That was
It
cool.
was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You got me.